Okay, so welcome to the Wednesday session 107 for the Mystara campaign, or as it is, Phase 3, Season 1, Episode 18, and the final episode of the season. And also a crossover with characters from both Tuesday and Friday, one of them particularly able to represent both.
I plan to invade all games.
Okay, with that, we'll introduce at the table.
No, not first.
Not first. Why not first?
Because I'm still trying to get my thing set up.
Okay, so then I will go to online and say, from this Wednesday storyline, we have Jeremy.
Good evening, all. I'm playing Dmitry Dmitrov, the young, humble, grew up as a peasant boy of Soldara, and so vehemently opposed to the occupation by the Bayatan forces in Karameikos, but as I still recognising that they have some value on his land. But he's, as part of that process, he kept to these humble beginnings, but overcome them, and is able to now provide help, assistance, guidance, and sage advice to all around him, as he always has the information they need to get through whatever they need to know.
And you may as well.
He's happy to explain it in great detail and at great length.
And you may as well introduce your Tuesday night character as well.
Oh, okay. So apparently, yes, we've also got Jack Nimmer, who's an Akurigan tribesman who started out as a watchman of the Deer tribe in the Elk clan. However, was then encouraged to leave the plateau when he returned from an adventure and was too old as far as they were concerned, but he'd been touched by Akurigan himself and was destined to become the shaman of the clans, and then subsequently also became clan chief of the newly established Dragon clan. He was then elected as the chief of chiefs of Akurigan tribes to become general of the Darrakan forces that holding off the master.
And just to make things interesting, he is the first half race in the group. Considering he got a dragon half added to his original build.
Yeah, so he started out as a normal human, a Akurigan human. However, Akurigan and Ka and possibly the dragon god, something were involved as well, decided that a human form was not quite appropriate for crossing that divide and the division between dragon-born tribe and the Akurigan tribe, and so he accepted a boon from the god, and it turned out he became an abomination, i.e. a half-dragon. He's still got to get used to, and spent a lot of time using alter self to actually at least appear human, and make it important that he appear half-dragon.
Though, considering he's a true again, he can actually switch between human, half-dragon, and dragon.
Okay.
That is part of the token.
Cool. That makes it easier.
Yes, but I was leaving that until the end of game year for him.
Oh, and okay, certainly, but I was perfectly happy to be working with the disadvantage and the disability of the half status, but obviously it was not really a problem when you were talking with the Akurigan clan, because hey, they quite happily accept odd-looking beings.
And being the half-dragon is actually a status symbol amongst the Akurigan.
That's right. It was only when he went out to the rest of the world that it was actually a problem. So. But if he can actually effectively change between forms, then that's even easier.
I thought you would appreciate the Akurigan aspect of that.
Yeah. Obviously something he will pick up and practice during his downtime.
Well, he never tried changing into one of his other totems.
No.
So it's not something he had practiced much. Which then brings us to Mark.
Hi, I play the great and one and only Bradshaw Dugan, dwarf warrior weapon master. For other people who haven't heard about Bradshaw, he's a bit of a teenage dwarf in the years kind of thing, and does act the teenage thing up a bit occasionally. Believes he's the leader of the pendant matrix. But solid, strong fighter kind of thing. Does all the hard yards, lets Dimitri take all the sometimes.
Yes,
unable to hang on to a hammer.
So think of Retro as the child mercenary.
Yeah. So also has a lovely wife who's a assassin. So yeah. So but that's another. Yeah.
Whose
Sorry?
also brother is a cook who keeps showing up in the storylines.
There, yeah. I met the whole family, I could say, yes, in different ways. So, I guess. So Bradshaw has been around from the start, and yeah, having lots of fun. Almost had a daughter, but that kind of didn't work out last session. Almost.
You mean you locked her like a hammer?
No. It's just unfortunate rolls by DMs. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, considering there was going to be a three-way party fight over the character, I think it ended the best way it could. And that was purely by accident, because she failed.
It could explain the party, I'll be honest about that, but we all had our different ideas, so yeah. Just for other people who join us, we had a child player that I was thinking about adopting as a child, so yeah.
Each party member had their plans for their minion, and unfortunately didn't work out when they all made saving throws and the minion did not.
Well, when Bradshaw failed in his duty to protect the young lady.
Always have to have the last laugh, don't you?
Which then brings us to Martin.
So I was born a halfling bard, but then following the underground
World.
whatever it was, there was a wish that I could use, so I changed to an elf monk, Kenzai, which was kind of good, yeah.
And you managed to defeat the god Thanatos in your struggles to get that wish.
Yes. Other than that, I'll just leave it.
It's all good. And with that we've been trailing, we now move on to our Friday attendees. First up we have is Gary.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I managed to get the system work. Hello, I'm Gary. I play Anton Tudor, who is a Tralladaran warlock. So I'm glad to meet another Tralladaran, a fellow Tralladaran. Anton is not very physically impressive. A scrawny young man wearing ash grey hide armour, carrying a rod and a staff carved with elaborate runes. A horrible scar mars his left cheek, and he has dull black scales covering his hands. He's accompanied by a little tiny dragon who flies nearby, and Proshka wants me to tell you that he's much prettier. And if anybody tells you that I'm the reincarnation or the latest version of the Black Knight, I'm hereby telling you that is completely and utterly false, and it's denied, it's not true, despite what people may say.
Just like all the other Black Knights in the past.
Where by contract, Dimitri's quite happy to admit that he's a scion of Hullard himself. But not necessarily character for vampire.
Well, hey, you both of you are direct descendants of the vampire lord of the region.
That is false, misleading propaganda put out by the, I can't remember the name, the bad guys, the rulers.
Well, if you're not a true descendant of him, you are prey.
Well, I kind of think that it's blackening a whole people on the bounce of a couple of people who died 1,000 years ago. I think that's completely unfair.
Oh, quite a few people claim to also be descendants of King Halav, who became a god of the people.
Okay,
And Dimitri claims that as well.
you've got a lot of ancestors there, Dimitri.
Everybody wants to be related to Dimitri.
Next up online we have is Izzy.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy. I play Smeardell, our resident rainbow winged angel. Well, actually she's a winged elf, but she's an angel for everyone else's eyes. She's basically, just a walking ball of rainbow light colours with a wand that shoots fairy floss.
And I'm not hearing you.
You're hearing Izzy.
Is that me or?
Jeremy can't hear you at all, but...
Okay. If you're talking about my I'll interrupt.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was on the other end. Samir is a walking ball of rainbow and light that shoots fairy floss from a wand and blows holes in mountainsides. And if you cross her, there will be a very large storm. So good luck.
And I was going to check, did everyone else hear Izzy there?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
So at least
why.
one other person heard us.
If I can switch devices and jump over to my computer if it's causing issues.
If anything, the people who can't hear you normally have a glitch in there somewhere. Discord does have a few glitches going on. Okay, and this is probably the biggest group I've had in a channel at any one time since I've had Discord. So it's interesting to see how that goes. Next up online we have Josh, who's currently got his sound over. So I'll move over to M instead. So next up we have is M. Hello, M. While I'm poking them, I will move over to, at the table we have Ariadna.
I'm still trying to find the setup page for the thing, but we'll do introductions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to find get your website up so I can look at my gear. So I'm Karameikos. I don't know if you can see her.
They can see partly there. They're definitely there.
The white dragon with the jazz wings and the really big light blue eyes. And not completely white anymore. She has some black and some blue scales. She's large size now. Those who are not used to seeing her or who haven't seen her for a while will notice that one of her wings is really badly scarred, and the scars are a combination of colours of black, blue and white. She also often wears a leather dragon helmet over top of her face that her friend companion Eep wears, but goes without it for most of the time. And she has a friend Eep, who is a looks like a trumpet-shaped carnivorous plant, also known as a sarracenia, who is restricted to the two phrases "by Gorm" and "death to the infidels." One means beware, and the other one means you good to go, I think.
And occasionally says other things.
And often hands out cookies from Karameikos' magical never-ending bag of healing cookies, or is seen drinking coffee, which is a part of Karameikos' coffee empire, for lack of a better word, business, that she's been developing since she first discovered coffee was a thing. She has quite a few pen pals, including the avatar of the Queen of Darkness, and one of the other Friday night players, a druid called Thala. And she also has a gnome companion, Grindelwaffle Brewmeister, who's currently on her home plot, helping cultivate her plantation of coffee beans that have healing properties, so that whether you're an army or just a quester on the go, you've always got a healing cup of joe to get you going. I think that covers everything most people wouldn't know about that character.
It does. We also have Em and Josh, who will be online when they have a chance, with Em being a Ethingarian cleric wizard, and Josh's character being another Ethingarian Genasi, who is a paladin. And just to make things harder on the group, he's a paladin of Ixion, which some of you have figured out is the driving force behind the eradication of your region. So, did either Mark, Jeremy, or Martin want to give a recap of what Wednesday night has been up to?
I can do it this time. I remember everything. So, after finding how potential future, I found our companion child mind flow. We waited alien ship, which we're stuck in. Get outside. Then Dimitri realised, hang on, I've forgotten something, and went back inside. The rest of us stayed outside. Then all of a sudden, a bullock. Is that correct, Martin?
Bullet.
Yeah, bullock. Came outside and then didn't like us. I could put it in the nicest way possible. After Bradshaw and our poor young, child mind flayer were caught underneath it. Due to some unfortunate situations, I wasn't sure that Bradshaw came out, but unfortunately the child kept, after we disposed of the thing, of the damn beast, and I may have kicked it a couple extra times after it. So after this, I believe, Dimitri, I'll let you do your component, because you went upstairs. So.
Okay, well, I'll also fill a little bit of the background just for other members of the Rheddrian Investigation Bureau. Dimitri's team had been requested to go and investigate an anomaly at Barrier Peak, which apparently had been discovered by one of the other Investigation Bureau teams, which turned out to be an ancient spaceship that had crash landed and then mountain had been built had developed on top of it. So we got into the spaceship, we removed all the majority of the dangerous creatures and concerns within it, but while in there, Dimitri discovered that the spaceship was automatically disgorging random augmented monsters and beasties out into the world, which was causing the problems, and so he managed to decipher and work out computer systems and things like that, which obviously fairly simple matter for someone like Dimitri to do. And so then when we were about to leave,
great overstatement of Dimitri's performance, but whatever.
Can't possibly overstate Dimitri's performance ever.
No.
As we managed to find a way out of the spaceship, as mentioned, a boule got released just as we went through, so Dimitri had to go back inside again because he realised that in fact the machine was about to destroy all the samples that had collected across the millennia and or release them if it didn't just eliminate them all. And there was the potential that the spaceship had actually collected some original specimens of known characters and friends that we might want to try and recover, as well as other NPCs. So he got back there, stopped that destruction, and then also called in Rheddrian, arranged for Rheddrian to be made aware that there is actually a working spaceship on this planet, and so he's actually spent the last 3 weeks at least working through and practicing on what for him is an ancient relic, totally like much more primitive than what he'd been used to. But it did mean that Dimitri had the opportunity to get a good look at exactly how the going on inside a spaceship and how it all worked. Not that he needed any more information, obviously, of course. He picked up all the important stuff, but hey, knowledge is always good.
And with that, did Trellin want to add his spin onto it? That was a option there for Martin. You're currently on mute. Well, we'll come back to that at a later point for him then. So did you want to put anything in there, Mark?
No, even though I usually have to re-say a lot of Dimitri's stuff, I feel that accurate from his point of view. One of the people that we had to say of our party members, Evangelian Barbarian Friend, which is David's character, Plowman. But we did, but yes, we all wondered why Dimitri went back, and so I just said, I'll be back, and went off, and yes. So, but in the end, we did what we have to do. We all survived back. Noticed a lot of dead clones of Bradshaw and Dimitri on the way back to a meeting point, I believe. Is that correct?
There were no clones of Dimitri, but there were lots of clones of Plum and Bradshaw.
Yeah, no Dimitri. Supposedly Dimitri can never be cloned.
Should be cloned.
That's true. Yeah. So basically, we went back to after an exhausting adventure of which unfortunately included sometimes in that ship I was semi-naked in a barrel for a little bit until I found my armour, but we eventually found that. But we eventually made back quite a big story, and then we caught up with, I'm trying to remember the name of our, I've forgotten now, sorry man.
You talking about Rheddrian?
Rheddrian, yeah, we caught up with Rheddrian, and then Rheddrian and Dimitri went to do some more investigation in the ship afterwards, I believe. Is that where we left it, man?
That was where some of it had left, yes.
Yeah.
So...
you go.
So I was going to give you a bit of a recap of where the story is at the moment. Once I bring up the map of the area, assuming it doesn't break. Okay, so that is the... I will bring it up to the bigger screen. There we go. So that is the map of the world to remind you of what the world looks like. The area where you can see the mouse, if you can, is the area known as the known world. The characters had travelled down to the Isle of Dread on the Tuesday night to do some work, which is down at the northern tropics, whereas Friday group had travelled into northern reaches and then back into Karameikos, and Wednesday had travelled into Rockholm. So if I bring to the closer map showing you the known region, you can sort of see roughly that there is a bunch of trees in the centre here, which is Elfheim, some lakes to the northeast of it, that's Rockholm. Just past that, where the coast is the Northern Reaches, so that's where a bunch of characters had ended up. At the very bottom, where you've got the two island nations with their borders, where the two meet, above that is Karameikos, where the giants had been gathering, that they went and negotiated with, finding out that the giants themselves were hive mind-like, and able to get smarter the more of them that were there in the one location. And they started to hear rumours going on about various things happening, such as the Ethengarians have now come out of mourning for their lost hero and seem to be looking for some retribution. With that, you also have the King Thar of the Broken Lands region has united all the outcast races under his banner. So outcast races are goblinoids, gnolls, trolls, various other races that can fit in there, such as lizardmen and kobolds, and a couple of other ones that are considered undesirable by the other civilizations. At the same time, the Master is secured on the western side of Lake Amzarak, which is the large lake on the western side of the map. Below that, you've got the Etrurgan seem to be constructing something massive up on their plateau. Massive enough that its construction is heard miles away. And when I'm talking miles, I'm talking about 20 to 50 miles from where they're working. They can hear the sounds of the construction. So something rather significant is going on back in the Etrurgan area, and they have closed their borders to all outsiders.
And what we're collecting from those who know Etrurgan is the fact that, yes, the construction they're hearing appears to be including a lot of metal and non-metal, which until recently the Etrurgans did not use metal at all.
And the two island kingdoms that have been at each other's throats for the last 5 years have gone into a joint endeavour. I mistakenly said they were going east to Tuesday's party, but they're actually heading west. And westward, where they end up going over, where you can see the mouse, to this part of the land to see if they can find out the source of the Master's power. And potentially get some assistance in the oncoming war. And that has been sponsored by Rheddrian, but that will be taking a lot of people out of the war effort to stop the Master here. And as they don't have a great belief in being able to stop him in this year's war effort, they have put finances towards other ways to stop him. As the Elves of Elfheim have withdrawn all their forces, meaning the northern side of the lake is very vulnerable right now. Which will also come up that the groups get to choose which part of the lake they are assigned at the start of next season. And Tuesday have put their hand up for the southern side of the lake. Does the Wednesday or the Friday people have a desire to be anywhere than they were last time?
So really in the north is where most of the problems are coming from the Master, is that correct?
The north is the weakest line of defense right now.
Is that where
The elves have abandoned it.
The Tuesday have gone to the south.
Okay, we've gone to the
So
south.
the Elven army had reinforced along the lake because Corriglane is where the majority of the forces for Darakin in the north are centered, because King Thar has an army in his own right just across the border. If they move that army, they expect Thar to come south and completely decimate Darakin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, given
Did you have a picture of the lake again? Oh, there it is. I see it.
So really you've got the threat to the north and also the threat of all the, I suppose, uncommon races joined together to the west. Is that right, man?
So there are four main threats. The first threat being the Master on the western side of Lake Amzarak. The second threat being the Etrurgan clans, because they are not on anyone's side. The third threat is King Thar in the Broken Lands, who's to the north of Darakin.
Yep, I see it now, yeah.
The fourth main threat is the Ethengarian horde that have amassed and are looking to deal retribution. No one's sure exactly who they're going to go off and attack. The Thiatan region, which is the big island mass on the far side, the bottom right of the continent, has basically been shanghaiing every foreigner into their armed battle that is happening on the Isle of Dawn. And when I'm pointing out the Isle of Dawn, there's this big, large mass here that represents the Isle of Dawn that is the current battleground between the known world and Alphatia, with Alphatia being this large continent right next to it. So if the Isle of Dawn is taken by Alphatia, then they have many areas in which they can launch onto the known world region.
So this is only Bradshaw's thought here, and I'll let the other thing, Martin's character. I feel the joint of all the other of those not very liked races is Fred. I know the Afriganians could get rage based on. So I would rather fight the massive horde of the master as such. After all the races that really we don't like join together. That's not a good thing as well. Go really AWOL. So I'd rather go toward. Is that right, man?
Well, you cut out in half of that discussion, so...
I think every second or third word just dropped out on this end.
How's this? Is it better, guys?
That's...
Yeah. So I was thinking more the broken land situation, still like kind of thing. Is that correct, man?
So you
would they be the goblinoids?
They would be...
Yeah, the goblinoids and all that stuff, yeah.
The goblinoids, the orcs, the gnolls, the troglodytes, the kobolds, basically all the races that the civilized areas have rejected.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
But they would be technically at your back, because the northern area would be, we're talking about northern, the lake, north of the lake, on the lake, or south of the lake, being the defensible points to stop the master.
Bradshaw would be...
Go, Dimitri. Go.
Okay. Whilst the Thar of the Broken Lands is a concern, because they're gathering all forces together, it's believed that the Master is the bigger problem, or the more immediate bigger problem.
The Master is attacking now, Thar may attack later, or mid-campaign.
Having said that, the Tuesday night group has a potential to readily block off the southern route of the lake, and may there also be able to actually support on-lake activities, assuming, of course, that the Garrican forces are happy to accept the help of a potential significant threat in the Akurative clans, considering the fact that the chief of the clan is also apparently the general of the army. Whether that remains to see, just a question. But yeah, so it is the sort of thing that if it came down to it that there were going to be able to be two forces technically assigned to the lake, like to stopping the master, then it's feasible we can do that. But yeah, the master is perceived as being by far the more immediate major threat.
Based on that, I would probably say the north, I think, unless Dimitri has any concerns with it. I'd rather face the master front on, being Bradshaw as Bradshaw, but if Dimitri has a smarter thought, Bradshaw will listen to a point, but yeah, and I'll let
The advantage of us doing the north would be that it would be less distraction or temptation for Klarman to go and have another look at the island in the middle of the lake that he got drawn to by one of our previous members.
Yes, that's a good idea. We need to get Plowman on the right track now. So I agree with that one.
But Dimitri's also keen to try and take on the non-humanoids too, because he's still annoyed for the crocodile and being overrun by gnolls centuries ago.
Yeah.
Well, you expect that to be a thing happening soon, because very few people amass armies for anything other than invasion.
And it's not like they can necessarily hold them for long periods of time.
Yeah. With that in mind, we also have another player online. Welcome to Ross. Could you please describe your character to everyone else? Hello, Ross. No, we have no audio from him at this stage, so we'll get him to do that when that works. So yes, you do have various options available to you there, and the reason that you found the elves have quit the field is the elves are trying to get their trees out of Alfheim, and that they're the Tree of Life, and that the Shadow Elves from below have chosen this time to attack them. So there is warfare between elf and elf happening in the forests of Alfheim right now.
So what you're saying for sure, elf and elf action. Okay, gotcha. But look, now, Trellin, if Trellin's got any fire bulbs in them, Trellin, so...
I don't have a strong... Since I was born a halfling, I don't have a strong lenient... Look like a strong leaning towards any particular family of elves.
Well, it has been discovered that if anyone happens to destroy the essence of the Tree of Life, the clan that's attached to it will cease to exist, and the elves will have to choose a different allegiance because their clan will have no standing.
Right.
And
So, have I got a Tree of Life attached to me?
the Kalari elves do have a Tree of Life, but that is in Karameikos, away from this threat.
So I think what I got from Jeremy too, and he can... I think the north is where we would like to go for Wednesday night party, so...
But also, the Friday night have preferences or inclinations.
Where were we? We were on the eastern side, is that right,
No,
Martin?
you're on the northern side last time.
You did the north side last time.
Oh, we did the north?
Yeah.
Is there any worth to having both of us there, or should we
Quite-
head to the, what did you say the northern side is now exposed?
Well, the northern
So,
side is the weakest side right now.
Yeah.
Draknamar could probably fill in the details better, but we hatched a plan yesterday to do with expanding the lake on the north side.
On the south side.
On the south side, sorry. I think there's something to do with the Trugan's borders, which is something that Draknamar really likes, but for the rest of the party, it's more about the goal of water and undead people don't go well.
Well, okay. Well, it comes down to the fact that
this water in
the
particular.
This water in particular, sorry, yeah.
okay, thanks. The mastered forces could effectively not, certainly not get submerged in the waters of the lake, and they also were being repelled from the borders of the Akurigan lands due to other immortal forces involved, and so the plan is that the Akurigans will expand their borders up to the edge of the lake, and so therefore there's effectively no way through the Mystara on the southern side of the lake. Yeah.
And there will be a need to keep the master from reaching the island in the center of the lake, because if enough souls are lost there, then a demon will control the Turesk, and it will attack whatever the demon desires.
Yeah. So we definitely need a force on the lake, aside from north and south.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, Ross. Would you like to
Okay,
introduce
cool.
yourself, Ross?
Yes, I am this wild halfling pirate swashbuckler Yodri, terror of the skies and the seas. When I ever get to the seas, so far it's only been riverboats.
So, does that mean you're putting up Friday's hand to take the lake?
Smee would
Well-
actually be in favour of that too, if that supports
Well-
Yodru.
The issue is I'm actually working tomorrow night.
Well, that's you're working on Friday.
So this is next season activity we're talking.
I'm working on Friday night, I should say.
Yep. So they will be.
It's still a bridging episode on Friday, isn't it?
It is.
Sorry,
Yes.
I interrupted you, Martin.
No, that was exactly what I was going to say. It was giving people a chance to talk and figure out what they wanted to do as a group instead of GM assigning them like he did last season.
To be
Can I
honest,
ask,
oh,
I
sorry.
was going to ask a question, Martin. Rheddrians been sponsoring us for a while.
He has.
Does he have a view?
He has a view that you should choose for yourself and not be told. That's his main. Everything he's given to you has been under the grounds of freedom of choice to act as you need to and not being told how to solve your problems by another.
Okay.
Because if you
I
come to him to
personally
solve...
prefer to keep my feet on solid ground, but you know, if the lake is the remaining option, the only option left.
Well, so from my perspective, and feel free anyone
I mean,
to
that
jump
guy
on
saying
this.
the fact that whilst Wednesday night would be probably more keen for the north, I think, but yeah, it's certainly not up to Wednesday specifically. So it's a case of working through it. There is also the potential advantage of if Friday night did the north and Wednesday did the lake again, then everybody has a better understanding of the territory they're defending because they're doing the same as what they did last year.
And it's also possible that those on the lake will find themselves in the north and south confrontations at the same time as protecting the lake, because the lake will give them much versatility.
Okay, so naturally, it would be appropriate to put Dimitri as the most powerful and important member of the whole investigation bureau in the centre of action.
Sorry, there's someone wants to be centre of attention. So
I agree, Dimitri may be the best there, but
well, I've got to find out.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Gee.
I mean, technically we have 3 or 4 of the party members can fly or have flying mouth. So,
I can also manipulate the weather. And Yodri can control shit. Is a seasoned sailor, right?
On being the exceptions, I think.
I mean,
I also have drown.
I don't mind the sound of the lake, but again, there's pros and cons to
each location for each group.
Yes,
absolutely.
So
one thing with the lake is presumably there's once again going to be forces of the Halfling Navy on the lake, and so
aren't we on good terms with the Halfling Navy with Yodri?
Well, like I was saying, certain groups may have better connections, or otherwise.
For the GM, put it in perspective of the players. So you have in the Tuesday group Drachnamir, the leader of the Truagan, who are on the doorstep of the lake to the south. On the lake itself, you have Yodri, who is in good standing with the pirate armada that has amassed on the lake of the Halflings, who have stated that they're going to start using dirty tricks this year, which they have refrained from doing so because it generally upsets the taller folk. And on the northern side, you have Bradshaw, who has trained most of his life to fight in the mountains, unlike everyone else. So each group does have a specialty person that can give you advantages in the terrain that the others don't have.
I'm thinking it sounds like Friday might be better on the lake. I
can see one problem with that.
What?
A certain fiery paladin.
Yeah, well, the paladin's not online at the moment, so he can't voice his opinion.
We can just dump him in the water anyway.
Yes.
Just dampen the flame a little bit.
No, we could revert him back to a water genasi.
No, but the thing is, he can fly now. So
I can deal with that.
He can fly.
What, he can fly now?
I'm kind of thinking that from these arguments, I'm convinced that we're best deployed on the lake, and I'm just hoping this Halfling Navy has some good ships that are solid, you know.
Well, their ships are designed to be faster more maneuverable, and deploying weaponry that most people haven't seen before because they don't leave prisoners when they deploy them.
Well, Anton's never been on anything more than a barge, so hopefully we won't get big.
And Bradshaw has good linkings to the halfling component of the world, so being his wife, so and the chef. So I think I'm thinking that if Wednesday Group holds it off as
You just dropped off again
yeah.
there, Mark, so we missed the rest of what you
Sorry.
said there.
So look, I think so Bradshaw's going to teach Dimitri how to, and of course Trellin. Also try to keep Plowman away from the centre. And hopefully all the Guardian stuff goes through the Broken Lands and kills. That's my hope for the next year, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so
That's confirming, Mark, as you're breaking up. The end result of that is you're thinking Wednesday should be on the north side of the lake. Is that correct?
Pretty much, yeah, guys. Yeah, north side of the lake. So
the other question I did have then with regarding options or choices is, as I said, there's a halfling navy that's likely to be operating on the lake. So obviously there's useful to have links with halfling or the navy within teams. Do we have any idea, knowing the elves have withdrawn from the field to look after Elfheim and the trees, what forces we're actually going to have at our command or at the general's command to distribute amongst these to support the PCs?
Well,
is it just the Darrican forces effectively, or?
Well, you know that you're going to have one of the major armies at the southern side of the lake. Because, to be honest, if the army's not there, the master will just walk straight through into the heart.
Okay. We certainly need something to stop them while things happen, yeah. But that'll be effectively a Darricanese army, mostly, humans?
That's mainly humans, because the elves won't go anywhere near the southern side of the lake for some reason.
Yep.
So you never really had them anywhere, and the halflings all volunteered for lake duty.
Yep.
So the majority of the lake forces is a halfling flotilla that are designed for river, lake, and ocean travel, as they have been able to take the river all the way up into the lake itself. Most of the Minrothad and the Ethengari, so Minrothad and the Arendis have moved to protect the southern side of the Etrurian lands to make sure that the master can't send a flotilla through that way and attack from the south.
Like through the actual waters, because it's the protection from Etrurian actually expand beyond the plateau to that southward, the Etrurian lands are actually go right down to the shoreline with the turtles and the tigers.
It does, but the protection doesn't extend to the water. So out onto the water, the master can freely move through.
The master can go round Etrurian, but it has to go round on the ocean. It can't go round on the land.
That is correct. You've also got...
So Minrothad Navy protecting that area along with the island, the Yalaran Island tucked up, make sense that their navies are protecting the water.
You also got news that the fighting has intensified on the Isle of Dawn, so much so that the Theatan Emperor has closed the Grand Arena of Theatus for the first time in over 1,000 years. Which means that the entire country there would be upset over such a massive thing. It's like cancelling Christmas to most people.
Yep.
And that speaks itself of what unrest is happening if the Grand Arena has been shut.
As far as land forces go, it's mostly Darrican forces that are actually going to form the land. Is that right? When the 60 elves have withdrawn?
That is correct.
And the dwarves have all gone back home?
The dwarves have gone home, so all the dwarves have pulled out. The halflings of the Five Shires have started amassing into armies.
Yeah.
But there's talk of them sacking the Black Eagle barony of Karameikos, or helping the fight with the Master. So people aren't exactly sure which way they're going to go.
Yep.
Death to Marvel
and-
has been spoken many of time amongst the halflings.
And obviously, we're not expecting any forces from Ethengar, except possibly a rampaging horde going in a certain direction that we can't control. The Haldanics are not going to be sending anyone, probably because they'd be concerned about the Ethengarians rampaging in their direction.
The belief is that the Ethengarians and the Haldanic Knights in the north will start fighting each other.
Yeah, okay. So I guess that what that comes down to then is, we'll have halfling navy on the lake, but both north and south of the lake is going to be Garrican forces, so it doesn't really matter from a PC's perspective as to one side being better than the other for the sake of the NPCs.
And the talk is that Galantry won't be providing any assistance in this fight right now because someone has keep spawning monsters in their nation. Pointing at Noel Palladians in particular.
Well, I guess from Garrican's perspective and Alfheim and the southern reaches of the known world, if we can push Blaster up through the mountains so it won't get to Galantry, that's their problem.
That is true. Though you have been warned not to let the Master into Galantry.
Oh, no. Not that we wanted to go that way, but on the idea that we can't necessarily provide a barrier all the way north, but we can effectively stop them coming around the lake directly to Tarracan and force them to be going up through the mountains and the hills, and if they go that way, then we'll work out what's happening from there.
And so the fort to the north of the lake has been reinforced with as many spare garrisons from around Darrakan as possible. So you've got nearly all of Darrakan's armed forces to the north and south of the lake and to the south of the Broken Lands, and just north of Selenica near Rockholm, because they are the most vulnerable parts of the nation.
Although presumably they also left reasonably significant forces up at Kurang Lane with the of the Broken Lands amassing the army.
That was referring to the northern end of Darrakan and north of Selenica, because that's where the most forces would take advantage if they had been stripped bare.
Well, particularly also since they may not necessarily feel like they can entirely trust the dwarves, since they've all been called back to Rockholm. What have they been called back for? Maybe to amass their armies.
That is basically, you do know that the Dwarven King has basically put out a war cry, and that any dwarf who does not return is being disowned by the kingdom.
Unless they're a teenager.
Yeah. Unless they're a teenager, but that's at the exceptions.
Yeah.
So you don't expect to find any adult dwarves outside of Rockholm who's not an outcast. Okay, so the next thing I was going to ask is start going through some items that are available to the people. And while I'm doing that, I was going to suggest looking at the website that I have sent a link to that will show what items are currently available to characters, because some of them will be made as things you can get to your character.
I've already claimed a couple.
You have, but I'll just make sure.
Are they taken off the list?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just stuck into the bathroom.
I know I claimed a sapphire ring, a Z ring. Sorry, I'm just. Which book will that be in? Tuesday's book.
And with our rings combined.
Yeah, kind of. Well, Calcrix kind of went for pretty much for all the rings. No, I think I grabbed the rose glasses as well.
Weren't the rose glasses Yodri's, or is that a different?
It was a spare pair that Drazzle had on him. So I grabbed that.
Sorry, I just thought I should confirm that.
Halfling glasses too.
Yeah, because Yodri's got his own glasses.
Does anyone know off the top of their head whether fifth ed and/or level up the restriction on the number of rings you can actually effectively use on time?
You have one per hand.
It used to be that. I don't know whether it still is. That's what I mean.
I think Martin limits it to how much you can attune to, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
You can still get value from the item even if you're not tuned to them.
Yeah.
So that's where if there's a limit on the number of rings.
So
I'm not saying you can't wear them.
You can get the benefit of any ring you can wear, and you can wear more than one ring on a finger. So technically, one person can get benefit from every ring in the game so far.
Happy with that. I was fairly certain they were playing it, but I was thinking, I know previous editions it was definitely maximum of 2. But yeah.
Where can we find this list of items?
Look in the chat.
And is there a chat function? Oh, there is a chat. I can't see. What does it look like?
It'll be Wednesday group chat, will it?
Yeah, if you go to the Mystara Wednesday and they can open the chat on there.
I'll send you the link, Harriet. I'll put it in the group chat as well.
I mean, alternately,
I found your chat. Wow.
You found the chat. That's good.
I can see all the items.
All the items.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's available.
Divided up into groups or
technically
like
it will be if you really think you could make better use of the item and the other person's willing to give it up, then it becomes yours.
Speaking of which, there are a few items that are currently on the listing that I know Baknima and or Dimitri had already claimed or passed on to other people.
Just give me a moment before we go through those, because I'm going to write them down properly this time.
Good.
I just got to get my computer to work.
I also haven't had a close look at the list because I'm also trying to cook dinner. So
well, most people are juggling stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. But I think apart from maybe the spell book I have, I'm happy to give up. I think I have a wand of some description that I've never used. It's like a wand of entanglement. Someone else can have that if they want. And I have to look at what everyone else has.
And I'm willing to give up Zal's stupid arrows. Anyone else can take that.
Zal refuses to give that up.
I forgot I had the crossbow.
What level are we?
You will be level 12. You have all leveled up.
Oh.
I think I had the burning book.
Okay, so we will. I will go through stuff and list off what they are. But while you're looking at that, I'm going to start with the new items that are going to be added on there. So the first item up for grabs is called the Air Charm.
What is the Air Charm?
It is a magical charm that gives you bonuses.
Oh, there's a lot more things here than there used to be.
And there'll be a lot more when I finish.
Yep.
Considering that is the half-built site, and I've got another one that is rebuilding it.
So I probably don't need an Air Charm because I'm an aerologist, right?
It can help aerologists.
Oh, okay. How does it help?
If the point is if you've got an attachment to air, then it may be more effective.
More useful, yeah.
I think the two people who sound like will benefit the most is myself and Izzy's character, who I can't remember right now because my brain. Yeah, thank you. So.
Yeah, I agree that.
Fight to the death.
Seems bad for both of us.
The Air Charm will benefit people who have dedicated themselves to learning air magic.
But it doesn't say what it does exactly, it just boosts.
I'm not going to go into all the details of it because some of that will change by the time you get to it.
Fair enough. Okay.
Is the +2 wisdom and a feat still in place?
Which part of that from?
Oh, when you go to level 12, you mean?
Yeah.
No, that won't be the same. I will go through that with people between games. I will put up what you get from getting to that level, because you're all going to have different attributes by the time you look at it.
Okay.
Expect all your attributes to be reset to be better than they are now.
Okay.
As your attributes will not have a number, they'll have a bonus or a minus. It will just be your ability modifier will become your ability score.
Okay.
Yeah, when you update your character to level up rule, your abilities will be significantly better.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't worry about the numbers right now for that one.
Okay, so the quick thing there is an air charm available that will assist those who use air magic.
Is lightning air school?
Lightning is in the air school, yes.
Yeah, so that would be a lot of what I do.
So remember with that there Izzy, you were looking at bringing in a new character. So
Yes, that's what I was going to ask about that, but I wasn't sure if it was a. I was happy to pretty well abstain, and just to make it easier in that regard, I wasn't sure how it would come into play.
I was going to suggest, have you got in concept in mind for what sort of fairy dragon you'd like, what sort of class you'd like your fairy dragon to be?
Yeah, so I sent you stuff regarding Savant, but I wasn't sure where that fell into what you're using in the level up stuff.
Is it in one of the main books?
Pretty sure. I mean, triple check.
Does this mean the little fairy dragon gets fed up being familiar? I reckon you should go thief. You'd be a cookie thief.
No, it's Adventures in Zeitgeist, not Guide. There you go. My apologies. So it's not in the core.
I do have that book. I'll talk to you between here. But what sort of what is the base class it's built from?
Ooh, it looks like the old Factotum class from 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
It's built around intelligence primarily.
So it's a new base class.
Yes.
I'll probably say no at this stage.
Totally fair. That's fine.
I'm trying not to introduce too many base classes to start with.
Yep, that's fine. I'll tell you what, probably just for the sake of making it easy for everyone in this, I will just work on some things in the background now, and I'll just abstain from the item debate for the moment.
Okay, so I'll bring things up that may be useful for a fairy dragon and see if that will be what you'd like to take.
Perfect.
Rings and more rings.
So air charm then would be most likely suited to Karameikos and Zal.
Yeah, I think Zal's expressed interest in it, so I'm happy for Zal to take it if she wants it. If nobody wants it, Karameikos will take anything that nobody wants. She's a dragon.
It sounds like it will be useful for Zal.
Okay.
So if that is okay, I would not mind claiming that.
Yeah, if I took it, I'll just be amplifying my farts.
Okay, the next item up for grabs. So all these items are donated into the pot by Rheddrian, with a couple of other things that will be thrown in as well. The next one will be the Amulet of Pleasing Bouquet.
I play the card I raise. everyone empty a gold.
I raise and then I
Is that a
raise it again.
item?
It is an item that would... so that those of you who find yourself into horrible smelling places would find that that would be a aid to you, especially if you find the other character races to be unpleasant to be around.
I don't need it.
That's a Bradshaw thing. Dimitri's unpleasant.
Okay. Obviously, not in the week they party beach up there.
You need to be able to smell him though, so you know how far you
what is actually the item? Is it a brooch or something like that? Is it?
Is it amulet?
You hang around your neck.
Oh, okay. An amulet of a gas mask.
It doesn't protect you from foul-smelling things. It just stops them from affecting you as much.
It's more of bow coin do you hang around your neck?
Yeah, I was going to say, Ross,
Commander.
you're literally wearing a car freshener basically around your neck.
Very much so.
Commander.
Okay, I'll take it if it's like a car freshener. But does it actually affect others as well?
That you'll find out later.
So I have a nice minty smell.
Okay, next one up for grabs by people is a book. It is called The Anthology of Enhanced Radiance.
No, that's.
Matrix always tend to read.
Don't you enhance radiance?
Can we keep that away from the paladin, please?
Well, so the Matrix was.
What do you mean?
You don't need to be any more shiny.
Alright,
Yes,
so you
sir.
can't read.
I need to scream louder in people's faces.
Incorrect. We need to muffle you wherever possible.
Well, is it a way of boosting wisdom?
It does not boost wisdom at all. It is. It provides you with the equivalent of perfect rest over a 24-hour period.
Perfect rest over a 24-hour period.
So, imagine you've gone through hell. You're completely exhausted. You're almost at the end of your tether for how much fatigue you've taken. You've taken lots of stress. Your mind's about to break. You read that for at the end of a long rest, and as if you've spent months recovering.
Can I have that in real life?
Can't we all, Ariadna? Can't we all?
And so, whoever grabs it can easily lend that to any other member of the party to make use of while they've got it.
Oh, excuse me.
I guess it depends on which party it ends up with. I know Lull would probably like it. I know Karameikos could definitely use it. I don't know who else would be interested in it.
It's a book.
It's a book. There's the book appeals to nearly the entire group, to be honest.
Yeah.
Potentially, depending upon how good people's perceptions are, it might have disappeared.
So, just for Jeremy's perspective, there are going to be more books in the pile.
Well, that's right. There were more books in the pile, you mean?
So for all of you, it'd probably be best for the people on the north side of the lake.
Who's on the north side again?
Which is Wednesday's group.
Back to Wednesday group.
Yeah, so Dimitri gets his book probably.
I wonder if the dwarf should have the book so to teach Dimitri how to rest properly or something. I don't know. Because we've got an elf that can go just, get rest in 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, that book's easy to use. Just hit the elf with hit the book over the head with the elf. Oh, hit the elf over the head with the book.
No, I liked it the other way around, where you hit the elf. You use the book to hit the elf, or the elf hit the book. Whichever way you go, it's just funny.
Wait, is this another CPR book?
Yep.
That player's book is
As
like
a
that.
player, I will point out the fact that, yes, from Dimitri's perspective, he doesn't need the book, but he'd be happy to read through it, so end up with his drink, and then
And you can
never look at it again.
You can make use of the book once a month, so the fact that once a month you can give yourself months of rest, which means
Which
that
is actually, in level up, that idea of rest is much more important and technically harder to come by than it has been in previous versions.
and will also bring back people's soul burn in that time. So you'll be able to get better use of your secret crafts when you get them detailed. So they will be hopefully done by the time you finish the next warfare section. So I've...
At the count of it, it should be going to the north side, so Wednesday group gets it, and Dimitri obviously holds books in the Wednesday group.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So I'll pipe up to Izzy quickly here. The Exemplar class is about a dragon that grows to extraordinary size, and probably
not
not
that
as suitable
fairy.
for a fairy dragon.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought that was the case. I just didn't know.
But it's got a big size for Fairy Dragon. It's 1.5 feet long.
No. Full-size dragon, but
happy.
The fairy dragon becomes a full-size dragon.
Okay, so next thing up for grabs is called the Atlas of Libation.
Libation.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It helps you find places to drink, and I can think of two characters who would stick their hands up before it even gets finished. Would be Yodri and Bradshaw.
It doesn't get shown. It's I am a master thief, so yeah.
Though I will be pointing out, Yodri has already taken an item, so.
So Bradshaw would have hit him across the head with a warhammer if he touched it, but Bradshaw will definitely be keen for that one. So.
Okay, so you do realise here that I am keeping track of how many items you grab.
That's fair enough, man. Yep.
Because I want them to be spread out amongst people. The next one is probably a less interesting one for most of you, called the Bag of Cheese.
And it's got cheese in it?
Oh, no.
I heard someone say
that could be a very bad item.
So does it have literal cheese in it, or is it of cheesiness?
It is a bag that has cheese on it, and anything you put in the bag tastes like cheese.
So even the crappy food we might have to eat. Okay.
I think you forget who you're GMing for. Like, listen, a simple bag of cheese has just made everyone go, "Way, bag of cheese!"
It doesn't create cheese.
Of smelly cheese.
It doesn't create cheese, but it changes whatever you put into it into the taste and texture of cheese.
When I was making comment on, I was more in the metagaming aspect of people who tease their characters or tease the rules.
Yeah.
So does anyone? So who would like to put that?
My player brain just immediately went through something like, here's something appealing, like a bag of cheese. My brain wanted to say, don't you mean a bag of bananas? They're appealing.
You can now get them cheese flavored.
Yeah, exactly.
So which character would like to put their hand up for that?
Anton will take it if no one else wants it.
I believe Anton will enjoy it.
Can turn cookies into cheese.
Okay.
Does it work on cups of coffee?
It works on anything you put in there, so that the coffee cup will taste like cheese, even if it can't be eaten.
Okay. It'll be a variation from the cookies that Calquick provides. You can get a different flavour of cookie.
Yeah, it's true.
Now the next one will perk up a few people. It's a book of storing. You can store items in this book.
Jesus.
I don't even know what it is.
I'm gonna blame the 0.5 second delay between all of us on Discord and Ariadna being there in person.
What is the book of storing?
It actually allows you to store stuff in it, and to anyone who isn't attuned to it, it just looks like a boring diary.
Cheval, if you want it, you may have. I bid on your behalf.
And to make it even more interesting, you can actually stick a folded up portable hole in there safely, because it's not an extra dimensional space.
Oh wow.
Okay, so you can put a bag of holding in it.
No, a bag of holding does not fold up.
Who has the portable space?
Dimitri does.
No, Dimitri's got 2 bags of holding. You don't have a portable hole.
Which one has the portable hole?
That's what Pathfinder character's got a portable hole.
Your Pathfinder character.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has a portable hole.
But you can put other items inside it that no one but you can get access to.
But the other aspect is, because it doesn't go to exponential space, it means you can store stuff and still teleport and or dimension door or misty step or any of those sorts of things without leaving your items behind.
I mean, not that Zal has Misty Step, but he would certainly like a more secure spot to put his black book.
And your father's skull.
And
The skull won't fit in there because the skull is not tiny. Well, technically it is tiny, so it could.
We can
potentially fit in
arrange
there.
it as
It's just
tiny.
weird.
Tiny little
Smack
pieces.
it up a bit.
Please don't break my father's skull. I would love to do you lot.
I was always thinking it was going to be a Zal thing, the book of storage.
It would suit a few people.
I don't mind. I'm not particularly hankering for it. So if there's someone who's like, I'm looking at Ariadna here, but not looking at her because I'm not near my computer, but I'm looking at you.
There are other things that will suit
Calcrix would
Calcrix more.
certainly like it, but she's got no problem if someone else wants it. And as Martin just said, there are stuff that will suit me more, and I'm happy to go with that advice. So you guys are more than welcome to.
Okay, so
I'm
the
not
next
hankering
one,
for it.
I put Zal down for it, so Zal has
okay.
got her second item.
Thank you.
The next one is perfectly suited to the fairy dragon and the dragon, called the Compendium of Many Colors.
Ooh, great.
So it's sorry,
It's
useful.
a spell book
Yep.
which suits Calcrix greatly. Because it's a spell book that you can change the color of all the pages to.
But I believe.
And the fairy dragon, if the fairy dragon is going to become a spellcaster, it would suit the fairy dragon as well.
So I'm happy for, because I've got things, I'm happy for Izzy to take it for the fairy dragon if Izzy wants it for that.
Sounds
I
good.
don't think you've taken any, Calcrix has claimed anything at the current, the immediate list.
Not in this one, but we will.
No, but even though Martin suggested it for me, there.
It did suit the fairy dragon more if the
Yep.
fairy dragon was going down the spellcasting path.
Yeah.
That seems pretty likely from what
And
I'm
I'm
looking
happy
at.
with that.
So I'm happy to
Say, but if
go
you've
in
got
that
then
direction.
be flexible.
Now, the next one is an interesting one as well. It is called Cunning Tools. It's a set of thieves' tools that can fold into an innocuous-looking polished piece of wood.
Yodri's like me.
And-
Yeah, I was about to say that your dream thing.
Well, hang on, I can say the fact that when they're not folded into a simple piece of wood, what are the tools made of?
They are durable, which is better than the average set of tools.
Well, I'm more talking about it from Dimmer's perspective of how much metal in them.
No metal whatsoever. They all seem to be made out of wood.
Cool.
Jack Dimmer would be very in those sort of things, then yes.
So we might put that down. If Yodri wants to get some of the other tools that are later in the list, then that might be a good one for Dracnomir.
That's on the idea for others who are unaware. So Jack Dimmer doesn't use metal and he's a rogue cleric.
Now this
Mostly
one,
rogue.
this one.
I thought you meant he's a cleric gone rogue, so you're no longer following your god. You're now being banished.
That's it. He was a rogue that got touched by his god to become a cleric.
Tapped on the shoulder and saying, "You're a cleric now." So the next one is useful.
Why does this sound oddly familiar?
Mainly because that's what he didn't die to get this one though.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, he didn't attack or decide to stab a fish.
It sounds eerily familiar, like a failed ranger.
Yeah. You need to stab a fish to go down your path.
So this next item would suit everyone. It's called Death's Essence Pendant. It has the potential to protect you against undead.
Look, everyone's going to be silent. The dragon will take it. Like,
Well, technically,
I'm pretty well equipped for dealing with undead, and I'm pretty sure Zal is also creating the undead. Liar!
did you say it was protects you against
Sorry,
undead?
you
It does
guys must
protect
be
you against
indignant.
undead.
I am not creating undead.
Is there characters that can use it more than others?
Technically, those of you who have no specialty against undead and you're going into the looking at going into a battle against someone who specializes in undead and constructs.
I.e. the master.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
That's
that's
basically all of us.
Yeah.
That's why I said it suits everyone.
Yeah.
Though Serval has put his hand up saying that he can do it without. He can go without because he's quite good at dealing with undead in his own right.
Okay. So, but also, Izzy put his hand up. I'd be interested, but
I only put my hand up because no one else was talking.
I was
think
trying to
it'd be more
process
of a-
what it meant.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a frontline fire, probably.
Which means from all the people you have, this may be a great one to throw to either Trellin or Plarman. Probably more Plarman on the north side of the lake, likely to be in the depths of the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Ploughman as well, Martin. So.
Thinking Eagle Eye Bow and lurking 1,000 feet away on the water.
Yeah. Someone's not planning on being on front line if you can avoid it.
That's right.
The next one of interest is called a Draconic Diorama. It can help you avoid frightful presences.
Frightful presences is something that can freeze you or put you at disadvantage, isn't it?
It can, or send you running.
Yeah.
And it has a tiny little dragon skeleton inside it.
To be honest, that sounds like something Zal would want, because every single time we're in a massive combat, I somehow get outflanked. I am talking T-Rex, I am talking, I don't know, but like every single time I seem to like get munched by something big. Yeah, ropers.
But you're never fleeing in fear.
I was never fleeing in fear.
Not one time did you actually fail a frightful presence effect.
I know, but I thought it was funny anyway. I don't actually take any claim to it, but I just thought that was funny.
No, it is funny and a good point.
Yeah, it reminds me of a scene from Serenity. Images of playing with two dinosaurs.
Zal was never frightened. He was just stupid.
So,
the sign of utter betrayal.
Yeah.
It's normally related to wisdom, charisma, intellect, or constitution, depending on what's doing
what's doing it? Yeah.
Many things can use different items.
So would it be more useful to someone who's got low stats in that kind of area?
Quite possibly.
So I'm +6 on charisma, constitution, and dexterity.
Though it may be appeal to a dragon because it's got a dragon skeleton inside it.
Yeah, it seems a mite creepy.
I think it might be an overkill for me.
Like Jack Nimmer and Dimitri both looked at it and thought, hang on, too close to dragons to carry around a dragon skeleton.
Though it might also appeal to Lull, who is studying dragons.
Okay, well, did we want to leave it for Lull?
Unless someone else wants a little creepy diorama of a dragon skeleton that changes position every time you look at it.
What was it called again?
A draconic diorama.
Dragon diorama.
I think I have enough dragons.
Think about it if Lull doesn't want it.
You can. The next thing is all about dreams. A dream scrying bowl. Which of you would like to specialize in people's dreams?
Does this help you see other people's dreams?
Yes. And your own.
Okay.
I think that's perfect for a fairy dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be more a fairy dragon thing, or.
That does sound funny.
An Anton
Yes, you can become their nightmare.
Thing?
I need to be big. So are we big in their dreams?
Wouldn't serve a familiar.
Okay, alright, yep.
Anton could potentially take it, but would this be something that Izzy would like to start taking her fairy dragon down the path of dreams, especially considering it's a fae creature and dreams are part of the fae?
Yep, sorry, you broke a little bit on the name of the item. Can I get that again?
Dream Scrying Bowl.
Dream Scrying Bowl. Alright. Yeah, I'm happy to take a look more on that, absolutely.
Now, the next one would also appeal to Draknamar and to Zal, which is the Earth Charm. All about, and also potentially appeal to Anton if Anton has the Earth aspect as well. Because I believe he does from joining the Earth cult. So this
At the
charm...
moment, I don't have any Earth abilities at all, so it might be appropriate. If it enhanced existing abilities, it'd probably be useless on me, though.
you will have existing abilities when we finish the migration of stuff.
Okay.
So as you've joined the Earth cult, they will have taught you Earth abilities.
Well, if no one else is interested, I'll put my hand up for the Earth Charm. An Earth Charm and a bag of fees. Sounds good.
Hey,
yeah,
look.
I'm happy not to have that. I think I'm going more air orientated with my X-Beak and my Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Artemis.
And the next one is great for the armed fighter. A book titled Essay on Efficient Armor Management.
Who's got armor?
We've got a dwarven martial person. We've got a human also armor person.
Okay, does Lani wear armor?
Not a lot yet, but we'll most likely be wearing some soon.
I was going to say, because we haven't, nothing for Lani yet either.
What's it do, man? Just a matter of interest.
It teaches you how to look after your armor, which in your case is probably necessary.
Basically, it's about putting on and off light and medium armor effectively. Which would probably suit Lani more than Bradshaw.
Yeah, no, I've already got
It's light and medium.
Yeah, I've got a mithril armor that already does something similar. I'll miss on this one, so.
I think Lani's appropriate.
Okay, the next one is also interesting for those who love maps. It's called the Ever-Shifting Map.
I'm a map person.
So we do have the dragon is the cartographer of the group.
It is. She is.
Nature would also be interested in maps of the world, but
to someone that isn't good at maps, though? Since I'm already skilled at maps, would it be better off going to someone who's got a weakness in maps?
The benefit of it is you can understand what the map's telling you as you're trained in writing and working with maps. Other people would have to interpret it.
Am I the only cartographer?
I believe you're the only map cartographer in the group.
Yeah.
I think Dimitri's got some cartography still as well, but I need to double check his downtime activities we've been doing. But actually,
well,
I'm happy that it goes to Calcutta because he's more aware and is more part of the character for a longer period of time.
I was going to say, if you do have skills in it and you decide you want it, let me know. What's it called, Martin, again?
It's called the Ever-Shifting Map. Now, another one is another book for those who are interested in books. It's called the Family Scrapbook.
Family Scrapbook.
It is.
That's up Zal's area.
Yeah, Zal, Karameikos is also trying to trace her family.
Yes, it's another Necronomicon.
As does Dimitri with his big family ties as well.
Yeah.
Then you have Lull with his family history. You have
there's a lot of people.
Lani with a big convoluted history just popping up.
I mean, Lull has his black belt, so he knows he can ask about his family.
And in fact, we've got actually a new member, or a new member in the Tuesday group
who doesn't know.
Specifically trying to find their
so
family.
What about Bryn? Yeah.
That might be a good one to give it to.
Because trying to find father.
Okay.
Yeah, I would get in trouble if I had that book.
Technically, I've found my immediate family. They're both carried on me, so I'm good.
Okay, so the next thing of interest is called the Fire Charm, which will suit a couple of you quite nicely.
Paladin.
Yoink!
Yeah.
What does it
Dimitri
do?
certainly
It,
like
it,
fire, but
it will also enhance your fire skills.
Yoink. Paladin's all for that.
Next one, we've already had a couple of people express interest in, is the Flask of Inebriation.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bradshaw and Yodri would probably both love this. Whatever liquid you put into it comes out alcoholic.
Well, I do have to.
Okay, so it's the reverse of the other mug that I've got.
It's a reverse of Zol's mug, yeah.
So I'll have an amulet tells you where to drink, and then I'll have something that'll on the endless drinks. I don't think I've got a condition here, Martin, on this character.
I would have to say, if you've got the map that tells you where to drink, it gives a good reason for someone else to get the
100%,
ability to drink that.
No, I'll give it to somebody else, even though it's very appealing to Bradshaw and many.
So basically, it lets you get drunk?
Yes, you can get drunk off any liquid, including dishwater.
Okay, yeah, no, not really.
But I've already got a jug that summons up booze and water on it.
The other thing I was thinking was maybe possibly for Plowman to put up with Dimitri, because he has a lot of concerns about Dimitri. So, but I'll leave that up to you, Martin, on that sort. Okay, so.
Okay. We could also we probably wouldn't give it to Imni because Imni is not a drinker.
No.
Most of the other characters aren't drinkers either.
no, give it to Eve, and then all the coffee becomes alcoholic. Irish coffee.
Please no, but because then Eve will give it to Chocobo, and then the world will end.
Well, hey, it might swap it with something that makes everything coffee, and then give that to the Chocobo.
Yeah, this is
and then we all died.
That sounds like a really good idea. Let the paladin cast Lesser Restoration on it again.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll make alcohol even more strong if you actually put it in.
Quite potentially, yes.
It's still good.
And it remains alcoholic after it's taken out, which is unlike many other things.
I'm going to put something random out here. Maybe to Drazzle, because he puts up with the Bradshaw's continuous questions. I'll just put that as a side note on that one, Martin. But
It's okay, I was going to offer it as a Plum thing, considering the way the character has been played so far. If no one else claims it.
Yep.
Now,
I've already got it.
This is another interesting item called the Glove of Swift Return.
I can't take it. My gloves are already in full.
So whatever you throw, because it is specifically thrown, returns to your hand after hitting or missing the target.
Oh,
I
cool.
don't throw a lot of
Halfling
things.
throwing. Woohoo!
I've got a power that uses that, so I don't need it.
What, cannibal?
Now, Lani trident that she throws will return. It's a lightning type one. Does she have any other items that she would often throw though?
Not really.
Or possibly Plamen on the idea that gives him a more effectively a more ranged weapon rather than going through all of his spears or hand axes or stuff like that he carries.
That may actually be something that suits him quite well.
Well, you could always just throw the dwarf.
Well, that's also the party, yes.
Zol also potentially might be interested in it. I'm not sure if there's any special attribute on the spear that he has from the Griffin Riders. Sorry, I cannot for the life of me.
Windvane, I believe it is called.
Yes.
Does Zal use any of the missile weapons?
He mostly uses magic, but he has been wanting to try out this this spear for ages. So actually, when I redid my stats, I actually put stats in strength, wisdom, and I have my circlet of intelligence, so that covers me for all my magic stuff.
Okay, so I shall move it over to Zal and see how that goes.
If I don't find it useful, then I am happy to give it up. But I have been really wanting to try this spear, but we just haven't had an opportunity to do so. But with the war starting again, and with us being on the ocean, I think that sounds like a really good option. Like if I throw the spear, if it comes back to me, that's great because I'm in the air and I don't lose it. Yeah.
And you'll get access to other weapons you can throw as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the next one is another book, which I'm sure everyone will recommend Dimitri takes because he probably needs it more than anyone else.
Sure.
Guide to Respecting Social Mores.
I will say I will pay you to give that to him, okay? Rachel will personally slam in his face and you take this or else. Okay? So.
It is a book on instructions on etiquette and proper behaviour.
But will he read it?
Rachel throws it at Dimitri and looks, I've read it before.
And the other power it is whenever that person is subjected to unwanted social interactions, the book screams loudly.
Oh man, Wednesday party's never going to get anything done because the book's going to be screaming all the time. Dimitri's constantly in unwanted social interactions with Bradshaw.
I'll have to admit that is very true.
Okay. I'm happy that Dimitri can play that one.
Though it may also suit Lull in the sense of his character is all about society.
Okay, certainly. Okay, from my player perspective, Dimitri will happily grab any books, even if just to read them once. But I'm happy that from a character perspective, there are others who are more suited. So, if it's likely Lull's going to get value from it, then that will also work for me. Like I say, particularly also, Lull is probably going to be in less screaming book interactions because he has less unsavory social interactions.
Unlikely to be screaming when the party's talking to him.
That's right.
Next one is the Hat of Grand Entrances.
Does this enhance your charm, or is it just like a...
It's literally what it says. It's like the Cloak of Billowing.
Yep.
When you go in and meet someone, it can cause a fanfare and announcing your name, titles, and accomplishments.
God, this sounds like Lani with all her titles.
Or would it complement the billowing cloak that Lull's got?
Quite possibly.
Or they will tap each other out.
Yeah.
No capes.
Well, I've got a billowing cloak, but I don't necessarily need the hat if it doesn't add, like to a charm roll or anything like that. But is it something that you can like pass around as well?
You can potentially, yes.
Because could always go with like Lull, Lani, and Karameikos because they're all people who have titles and do diplomacy. What about that?
We can.
Yeah.
I'll add it.
Does anyone else want it though?
No, I've got my own helmet with a dagger slot in the back, so I don't need anything else, I think.
We've got charisma -1, so...
You've got charisma -1. Maybe you should have it.
The only reason I would go because I look good for having a bellowing cape behind me. That's about it.
No, I would defer to Dimitri or whoever.
Okay. So that was
the Hat of Grand Entrances.
Yeah. And I'll just
The
put
other thing
that
to remember,
kind of
Martin,
Tuesday
is
group.
when you upgrade to level up, you won't have group -1.
Last Lull.
Yeah, I've written it well down for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is a hard to say exactly what it is. It's I believe it's more equivalent of ointment called the Humor Realignment Transfiguration.
So push you.
Humors as in the humors of the human body type stuff.
Humor as in laughter wording.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's about basically giving over a period of 6 months permanently changing your body type to something you prefer. For those of you who
We can make Zala Ranger again.
it doesn't change your class. It only changes your appearance.
We get body type, not class. Thank you very much.
And
Sorry, I had to pull the joke.
And unlike
You can make
transformation,
Cheval or Water Genasi again.
and unlike transformation, it doesn't actually subject to dispel.
Yeah, you can make him look like a water genasi, but that doesn't change who he is on the inside.
So, Crowell's been dealing with an elf as an elf for the last few years. He's still happy with elf form?
It can't
Yes.
it can't change the race. It can, but it can change you to a different type of that race if you wish to be, including sex, height, coloration, all that sort of stuff.
So Ross is right, I could become a water genasi.
Technically, yes.
Would it also then help hide elemental affinities?
Quite possibly, it changes your elemental affinities
Oh, it changes the elemental affinities,
because
okay.
you are what you change into.
Remember, it takes a month to do so.
Many
Oh yeah,
months.
okay, well. Hey, we're not doing anything for the next 3 months, remember?
Okay, so you got 3 changes. Nah, I don't like this one. I'll try this one. Nah.
So it can be something that can be left off to the side for someone to potentially take.
We're perfect for a Pathfinder dwarf. Here anymore, but I'll leave that one.
Okay, so the next one is Inspiring Pahu, a drum.
Where's Strofa when you need him?
I know, right? Where's Miss Teenage Dranks herself?
So does it just make music, or
It is an inspiring drum.
so it inspires people?
It does.
Is it something
Dracnima
technically
is
you could
Deal with the drum and
Many people.
potential requirement to inspire people.
So what were you saying there, Jeremy, that it would be something for Dracnimir?
Well, okay, he's skilled with the drum, along with the flute and whistle, and as a leader of the clans, inspiration is a useful thing.
And that's your second item off the list. Next one is called Ironweed Rope.
Ironweed rope.
Yep, it is rope that's hard to destroy.
Does anyone need rope?
Rope's always useful.
So does any...
Rope is also heavy.
No, this stuff's light.
not necessarily light.
Well, light for me at the moment.
Particularly lining.
Yeah, potentially.
As one of the few people around, at least in the Tuesday group, that they can fly
Yeah.
and not need to climb up things.
Yeah.
And can actually use that rope effectively if she turns it into a lasso.
Okay. And also, obviously, skill with rope because she's a tailor.
Okay, so next item up on the grabs is a jade tiger figurine.
Well, I like pretty things.
Ooh, pretty.
I like kitty cat.
Which gives you
Right.
bonuses to survival.
Who needs survival bonuses?
Let me check.
I have a feeling it might be,
It may actually be suited best for Imni.
yeah.
Which is the ranger of the Friday night group.
Yeah, because I was going to say the ranger on Friday. Because a tiger sounds very rangerish.
Just confirming, it's not actually an Akurigan artifact.
It's something the Intrugans can use, yes.
No, but I mean, I'm saying like it, but unlike some of them that we've come across before in the past, which were specifically a Kurigan artifact, this is not specifically a Kurigan.
this looks like it would have been made by the Tiger Clan.
In which case, Jack Nimble would certainly be very interested in it
Let's
as
say,
a cultural relic.
since Imni doesn't have anything at this stage and she's a ranger, I would say the Etrugans do make a lot of things. It's not an official relic.
But don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly happy that, like, from a player perspective,
Yeah.
that Imni can make better use of it.
Yep.
Jack Nimble would be purely interested in it as a cultural artifact,
Yeah.
not necessarily something he would use.
Yeah. So does it count as a cultural artifact, or just something made by them that people would come across?
Something made by them that generally gets spread out around the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like the halflings will make things and sell them and that. Okay.
The next thing is lockpicks of memory. If you picked a lock with it within the same year, you can pick it without a check.
Why do I hear Yodri?
I was about to say that everyone was screaming Yodri for that.
So as I was saying, Yodri, there was other items there. So Ross, do you think Yodri would want the lockpicks that if he's picked something, he can automatically pick it again within a year?
Either that or the one take. Yeah, I don't have any lockpicks on me. I've just only got this piece of wood.
Yeah.
No, because the piece of wood went to Jack Nimble, I believe.
Because
Check your pocket tools.
he is a rogue already, and he just can't use metal lockpicks.
Oh!
And
So your cleric is anti-metal? So you're a druid?
All the Etrurians
No.
are anti-metal.
It's a Kurigan, which is anti-metal.
What are they in the? What they're in the Stone Age? Are they?
Well,
They are some of the
if you
best.
think of them as the American Indian type culture, is what they're based on. But they have an anathema against metal until recently.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. So if the other one's gone, yeah, I'll go for the other lockpicks. Be a lot better than what I've currently got at the moment.
Oh, hey, having magic stuff does come in handy. I believe that's the second one for Yodri. Next one is an interesting one that may suit a few characters, called the Prismatic Gown.
Sounds very pretty.
No, sorry, that clashes with my armor.
I was about to
Well,
say
I think it would supersede my cloak of displacement.
that'll cover me up screaming Paladin.
You don't scream it anymore.
Yeah, dude.
That got removed, remember?
No, it hasn't been removed fully.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't speak up wanting a prismatic gown for their character, it may suit the fairy dragon.
I think.
Happy to take
Or
that.
possibly plural.
Great, the fairy dragon is now a disco ball.
Okay. It's a theme.
It's a thing. Next one up is a quick canoe paddle.
Lani?
Well, it means you're no longer up a creek without a paddle.
Does it count with a boat?
Bryn? I'm thinking water boat people. Yodri.
It's a wooden paddle that allows you to move a vehicle faster by using it with the vehicle.
One of the characters was talking about the fact that they were a pirate that had never seen the ocean, they did on rivers.
Yep.
No, I haven't been on the ocean for a very long time.
Okay. But I'm thinking like a paddle, when you're talking river craft, is certainly a lot more effective than talking ocean craft. So,
Yeah, how big is the damn thing? Probably bigger than me.
Well, it's designed for ocean voyages on a canoe.
oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so it is bigger than me.
It would suit Lani as a cultural thing that she would use.
Yep.
I would use it to hit people over the head with it.
Certainly, if it's an ocean canoe type thing, then yeah, I've got no problem with Lani getting it.
Unless it would suit Bryn, but I think Bryn's more ocean going.
More dragon boat style, where Islani comes from an islander culture. Now, this is
Well, dragon stuff will definitely use rowing.
This is the one for the archers of the group. Quiver of the Hunt.
Bryn is definitely...
Any arrow you fire from having been pulled from it appears back in the quiver, whether it hits or misses.
I think that'd be for Zal.
No,
For a
that's
certain arrow. So you shoot at him multiple times.
Of all the groups, of all the people
Sorry,
going,
go on.
Trellin does rise to the top of the list of someone
Right,
who can
and
use the quiver
particularly
effectively.
when Krellin, one of the items that I said that is currently listed on Deleku, but he actually gave it to Krellin quite some time ago, was the arrow of the Horse Lords, which is particularly effective for elves in the fact that it becomes you effectively always get advantage when you shoot it, and if both attacks hit, it becomes a critical hit. So,
Okay.
so if you keep pulling
deleted
that arrow
that
out of your quiver,
Yeah.
no, that's right. But if you keep pulling that arrow out of your quiver, then you're constantly shooting with advantage and other bonuses. So I would think that certainly it was a Krellin.
Okay.
I think it's Trellin or Imni by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Trellin doesn't have a magical quiver and has limited magical weapons, ammunition, whereas I don't believe Imni has any magical ammunition.
Yeah.
So between them, effectively, Trellin would get the most use out of being able to bond with one arrow and keep firing it.
Yes.
So next item up is a sack of sacks.
Not interested.
Useful if hoarding, I guess.
So it's a medium-sized sack full of sacks.
Are they all ordinary sacks?
They are all mundane sacks, except for the sack that it's in, which is not mundane.
So it's effectively a endless bag of sacks.
Until you so basically if you get a result of 20 or higher on a d20 on pulling sacks out, it runs out of sacks, and for every sack you pulled out in that day, you add one to the result.
Yeah, okay, but for general purposes, it's an endless bag of sacks, which is great for treasure collectors, assuming they don't have packs of holders booked up in.
For some people, it is a great resource, especially if you're looking to collect a bunch of stuff you come across.
It's also good for making sandbagging walls.
It is.
If you've got enough sand.
Do sacks shut up certain wizard road characters? Like, can they time around their heads? Just, yeah. No. I've got a bag of holding something. Okay, cool.
So, does anyone wish to have a sack of endless sacks?
I can't think of a use for them for myself right now. Because my bag of holding would pretty much... The only time it would be useful is if you had to portal somewhere and you couldn't use your bag of holding, you could empty it into as many sacks as you need. That's the only thing I can think of.
And you got to come and carry them.
Yes, but, presuming there's a portal, maybe you could throw them all through. Can I have a think about it?
Yep. It's down as a question mark for people. Next one is for those who like to be sneaky. A second light lantern.
Okay. What does that do?
At the extreme end of its capabilities, it can create a light source that only you can see.
That's pretty cool for when you're stealthing.
Yeah, except I'm a warlock as well, so I've already got Devil Side.
I've got dark.
Hello.
Hello, David.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Hello, stranger.
Hello.
So, David,
Good night, David. Watch people online.
would you like to introduce your
Hi,
character to the stream?
To unwashed masses. No, to the fairly washed masses. Hello, I'm David. I play Plum and Goranov, the undefeated champion of the world, Ethengarian Lord, Horse Lord. Only ever been in one horse-based combat in the entire time I've been playing him for however many levels. Ethengarian, cool guy, and also just hunk of a man with a great accent.
So he's just been given a couple of items. A death essence pendant to allow him to avoid undead. A flask of inebriation, allowing him to turn any liquid into alcohol.
Interesting.
And I think that was all of them so far.
And he's got the sack of sacks.
No one's claimed that as yet. It means everything.
Didn't Jeremy get the ball sack of sacks?
That's on the alternate Friday game.
Campaign, different system.
Yeah.
So you can potentially get yourself a endless bag of bags.
An endless bag of bags. Don't we have them? Like, didn't we used to have them every time we had plastic bags from the supermarket? A bag.
It feels very much like that. Okay, so heading on to the next item, which we was talking about, was the second light lantern, allowing you to be able to see things that no one else can see. The standard version of it is you can see color in dark vision.
Ooh, that's quite good.
So those of you who would like to see better at night, this would be the best tool for you.
Yeah, I agree with that, so I'll take that if that's possible.
I was gonna say, is Lull the only one that doesn't have like dark vision or night vision?
Close to.
Close to.
Yeah, so actually I was putting that for Zal because everybody else can see in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian doesn't have any.
I mean, I don't really need it, but it's just
Lani may not have dark vision, or
I do think that it does suit Trellin quite well.
Yeah, I'm not staking any claim. I was just pointing out that
we need to get you some gnomish. Yeah, we need to get you some gnomish goggles of dark side.
Okay, so this is an interesting one called the Shoulder Dragon Brooch. You put this brooch on your shoulder and you can make a tiny dragon appear on it.
I'll go for that one. Always wanted a dragon parrot on my shoulder.
Oh, well, I mean, you just ask.
You're about the same size as I am.
Fairy dragon should be tiny, which means you're small, so the fairy dragon will be smaller than you.
But this is a fairy dragon of unusual sizes, no?
No.
The flaming archangel will take the fairy dragon.
So, we need to talk about some flame adjustments for chocolate.
Shouldn't you
workplace adjustments?
Buy some flowers or chocolate first?
What? Generally, we have to go, but
Quite possibly.
whatever.
So what I was saying to them is it's a
tiny dragon.
a
I've
brooch
already
that-
got a tiny heap. So yeah, I'm okay.
So Yodri would like that?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think Blizzard will get annoyed about that.
Quite possibly. You also have it may also be suitable to Lull.
Yeah, that's true. Although can't Lull
Dimitri would be happy to take it too.
Quite possibly. So Jeremy, who do you think would be best for Dimitri or Lull?
I mean, technically, Dimitri's already got a dragon follower, so.
Oh, does it actually do anything, or does it look good?
Well, there are things it will do.
Oh,
But at the moment, You don't get all the details.
No, enough. Yeah. And I was going to say, Dimitri might be looking at it thinking, if it's a real dragon, even fairy dragon, it might almost be intelligent enough to talk to.
It's either that, or I can just make up a small little costume for Blizzard to dress up in.
We can call it Bruce.
I'm sure it has its own name already.
And I've already got a dragon with none, so that's okay for me.
Okay, so the next item available for you is the Tome of Endless Tales. I believe there was a hand stuck up there from the distance of Ariadna saying, me.
I was about to say that definitely sounds like a Calcric thing in regards to also being in contact with who do we get in contact with all the time that's brilliant with writing stories? Drazzle, that's it.
Drazzle? Well, technically, everyone's in contact with Drazzle all the time.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Calcric has like a pen pal network
The elf
so that she
that
can share information.
she was playing, Thala? Thala, that's it.
Well, actually, Tharo would be pretty good if we can give it to other characters like that.
Though the downside to that is that won't be in the game of what is happening.
Yeah.
So the next one is probably of interest to a couple of you, the Tome of Triumphant Tavern Keeping.
Okay.
Oh,
how to open a bar for dummies.
Yes, and only 2 people have got the ingredients for it. Like I've got my endless supply of booze, and someone's got the item that changes anything into booze.
So this is all about running a tavern, not about using magical items relating to a tavern.
Yeah, but this is how not to go broke.
Whereas Lani actually already owns or runs a portside settlement.
There is a character on the Tuesday night who is interested in opening one for her character.
Oh yeah, that's right. So,
Probably the best thing is because I'm just a merchant at the moment. Well, actually, more of a fence than anything else.
I have a coffee shop, I'm good.
Yeah, Bryn was looking to open a tavern.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I thought it was a good one to give to that person.
Happy with that.
Next one up is True Weight Gloves. You can determine the weight of the true weight of things in your hands.
Good for the merchant.
And using a command word, you can make counterfeit items disappear completely.
Did someone just say they were a merchant?
Yeah, but unfortunately means I have to take my gauntlets off to use it.
I know it's just amusing.
If you're conducting your merchant activities, you probably don't need your gauntlets at that time.
And that's probably good for a cop, to be honest. Imagine that. You walk into a store and like, what's counterfeit? Boop, everything disappears. My cabbages.
Cabbages, what are they? Lettuce?
And the thing is, whatever you're holding can be turned into green smoke.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
counterfeit.
to me, it doesn't sound like the sort of thing you're going to use while you're adventuring, but it's certainly valuable for, and in this case, things like downtime activity if you're conducting any merchant activities or things like that. And so therefore, yeah.
Just imagine if you've
got a pair of gloves.
From a perspective of in-game, just imagine if you've been given an order to do something. Whoever's got these gloves can determine if those orders are fraudulent in a matter of seconds.
Just wondering if I put the gloves on.
That would be important if any of our party actually took orders.
Yeah, I was thinking more the use of like I put the gloves on, put it around Dimitri's desk, neck, poof, green smoke. So, but that's no, I don't see a real need for a Bradshaw. That's a serious one.
Yeah. So they're a utility item that you're not going to use in combat.
Would it suit the Lawkeeper? Drachnoma.
Yeah, they'd be happy to have it. They're probably not made of metal.
Well, he started off as a policeman, so of all the characters, it does suit his character the most. Next one we have available to you is Wand of Allocution.
As in speaking?
Yep.
As in speaking well?
It does.
As in Calcrix when she's trying to speak well?
It can give you really good speaking.
Speak good?
Speak well.
You won't make good failing talk.
The wand of I do words good.
It will be impossible for you to fail English.
So far, no one except for Calcrix has put their paw up for it.
Listen, just words are hard. We can all accept words are hard.
I mean, unless Calcrix wants.
Yeah, but swords are harder.
Be the herald.
The downside is the effect of the wand will not work on Calcrix.
Oh, well, in that case, maybe someone else who... What about, someone like, Lull? Someone who does diplomacy and talking a lot.
Yeah. How much value I get out of it might be things. They might already get, but there might not be anything extra for them. So
It will boost Lull's persuasion, diplomacy, and convinceology.
Sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all those really weird things that his character likes to tell people to do. Next one is Wand of Erudition.
Erudition? That's a word I haven't heard for a long time.
Why are you making us look up words in the dictionary, Martin? That's just...
I didn't make these words up myself, so I do feel disappointed that I haven't been using them for quite a while. So this would be a perfect Dimitri thing. He can make people know stuff he knows.
It might bring people.
That's assuming Dimitri wants to share that.
I know, Dimitri's more than happy to share knowledge.
The three things that they grant for an hour, he chooses as he uses it, is the ability to read, write, and understand one language he knows. The second thing is proficiency with a skill or tool that he knows. And the third one is a piece of information he can communicate within 1 minute, and all of those last for 1 hour.
Well, okay. That last one won't be as valuable because there's nothing Dimitri's worth telling that takes less than a minute.
Is that the gun of teaching?
It is, but it's not permanent.
But yeah, so
It's the gun of teaching, though.
Yep. Yeah, but yeah, so certainly if others aren't interested in spreading their knowledge to the world, then Dimitri's more than happy to take advantage of it.
The next person I can think of would be Lani, who has learned every skill, most of the tools, and many of the languages. And it may be one way for Lani to pass on prophecies without actually speaking them.
Drazzle as well?
Quite possibly, but he probably wouldn't use it.
But if Lani doesn't speak them, they're not prophecy.
That is what I was meaning. So I can pass on the prophecies that she doesn't want to speak. Does anyone else think of a better person to pass on the knowledge besides Dimitri?
As you said, Lani might find it useful.
I think that Dimitri would benefit more because of the severe lack of knowledge amongst the rest of the group.
That's perfect.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah.
I'm so upset.
So you really want to give Dimitri a stick? Oh, I told you so.
Well,
no, because Plumman has his stick of I told you so. He only uses it on Dimitri. It's got blades.
Okay, so it's down as Lani/Dimitri at this stage, depending on who wants it more.
Okay.
Next one up is the water charm.
Isn't that the? I'm trying to remember.
It's the companion to the earth, fire, and air charm.
Yep.
Before you fall through.
Yodri can take that. Yodri has a water horse.
Yeah, but if you water aspected?
It is.
Yes, I'm water expert.
It's
It's just that my water horse is called Inferno due to a certain fire nazi.
I like to say you're welcome.
And the next one would be great in the Pathfinder game. Week of Styling.
Oh, that's Parry's.
What was that?
The Week of Styling. It allows you to do whatever style you want with the week.
Oh, okay, so you do Fabio.
Oh, but it's also then potentially good for those that are aiming to infiltrate or disguise themselves. Because obviously you can change your style very quickly.
So is there someone who would like that?
Can you repeat what it is again, sorry?
It is a week that allows you to change the style of your hair.
Not really.
Presumably
Plumman's thing.
style, colour, cut, everything like that?
Absolutely everything hair can do, it can do.
Yeah.
So you can go from a crew cut to a mohawk to hair down to your butt.
So Calcrix can use it to have a mohawk.
Very much.
Okay.
Is anybody a rogue?
Well, there's a few rogues that could go, like there are certainly advantages for the disguise capability. And certainly Dimitri would be potentially interested in it when he wants to hide his fiery hallowed hair. But he's also got plenty of magic that can do that anyway.
So yes.
And
Plumman's happy to help you out on that one.
Plumman wants it?
No. Plumman's happy to hide Dimitri's flaming hair. You don't have to worry about hair if you don't have a head.
That is true.
And I somehow suspect that Jack Nimmer in like a half dragon doesn't normally have a lot of hair.
So it may be good for him. So does anyone particularly want it?
Nope.
No.
Then it ends up with Drachnamar. Lastly, you have a wind fan. A fan able to cast Gust of Wind.
What
Is this where we say we're a fan of you and then dust people in the face?
Send them flying with wind, sure.
do we have air-aligned people who could use it? I'm guessing it would be air-aligned people who would.
Airline people would get more benefit from it.
Yeah.
Anyone could actually get the gust of wind out of it.
Yeah. It can be quite useful in pushing people back and things like that.
I'd also arrange to do fairly useful for the Friday night group if they're going to be handling the lakeside battles for the next season.
Yeah.
Being able to control wind would be advantageous.
So might be a good one to drop into Zal's lap. Being an air person.
Sounds good.
So, next one we bring us to what we've actually got online. So we
I have a list. Sorry, I meant to say I've looked at the ones online and not to say bags first, just because that came out all
So
by-
starting with the iStore items. Anyone interested in the fishery-friendly armor?
Maybe one of our water people?
No.
So who are the water people? Yodri, Bryn, Lani.
Why?
Any other people who are water people?
That would screw me up, actually.
I believe it just bring North relate, like just having a quick glance at the first thing, talking about relic power for North.
She's more air than water. Though you will find that the relic powers will change to secret crafts on the new site.
Okay.
So the crafts you choose will be enhanced by items. Okay, so
I guess my question is, should we be going through the iStore items, or the idea of anyone actually buying them?
you don't have to pay for them at this point. They're considered already bought.
Okay.
I believe the burning book was already taken by Calcrix, as in bought.
True.
And then there is the Peekaboo Shield.
I was going to ask if no one wants it, if I can get it for Eep. But I don't know if it'll work for Eep. Or if Eep even needs it.
Did anyone want a magical shield they can see through?
We possibly also
Is it vacant? Can everybody else see through it?
Only you can see through it. So if you're facing a Medusa or any creature with a gaze attack, the gaze attack does not work through the shield.
So not useful.
That's right. You can see them, but without, you can attack without closing your eyes.
Doesn't Quarter... Am I on the right game?
Quarter
No,
is
Quarter
Pathfinder.
Oh, Quarter's Pathfinder. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, good.
It's a Wednesday, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah, that Quarter would normally be very interested in such a shield.
Wrong game.
Okay.
So recommendations at this stage would be potentially Bryn or Imni.
Imni has
does Bradshaw use a shield?
He already has one.
Yes, but in the event we're facing, I'm talking about people who say normally use a shield, and then we come up against a Medusa or a Chimera, then potentially you might want to swap the shields that you actually use.
In terms of... If Bradshaw doesn't want it, maybe Imni or Bryn.
Well, Mark is currently muted, so he's not speaking up.
Ah, okay.
I'm just imagining him currently screaming like, I want it, why aren't you listening to me?
Well, he's not listening at the moment, so he's not screaming. I just read the text.
Yeah, he's offline for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but I'm looking at the fact that I expect there's relatively few people in the, or groups or individuals who actually use shields, and yeah, just because they might have their better shield, there's no reason not to have a backup for facing certain creatures.
And I was suggesting to characters who haven't got many items potentially getting.
Imni and
extra.
Bryn don't have many items at all, so Mark
Yep.
was suggesting.
All good.
So
Yeah,
culturally,
it's not
I
like the
think Bryn would
paladin
suit
also
it better.
maybe it's, I don't know if he uses shield normally.
So I put it down to Bryn at this stage. Then there's
Bryn?
the
Okay.
music book, a book that works better with music. It's a spell book.
If nobody else wants it, I do have musical traits, proficiencies.
Being a book of
Mostly
divine magic,
vocalist.
it's possibly more related to someone like Dracnima, because it's divine magic, not arcane.
It is a divine book. It's the hymn spell book of song.
And Dracnima.
So it would suit Zal and Dracnima.
Yep.
Quite well.
Yep, that works.
I'm happy for it to go to someone else.
Dracnima.
The next one is the Unseen book, which is what type of? It's another divine book. So you can study it without actually opening it.
So, since Dracnima got the other one.
Makes sense to me. Like a music one that just songs and chanting is appropriate to the Curigan faith. Yeah.
And the last one is a unbreakable full plate of Dragonkind.
So that's plate armor.
It is.
Can dragons wear armor?
Technically, but not that sort of armor. It's not designed
I was
for
going to
dragons.
say, I don't think that that's designed.
Though you do have one dwarf amongst you, so it would
Ooh,
most likely
yeah.
suit Bradshaw more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Or does the paladin use full plate?
The paladin has wings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. The next pile of items available for people is there is a magical arrow that may actually suit. I believe that would suit either Zal or Trellin.
Mm-hmm.
As it had passed out of the Tuesday night game. Though I expect its details to change before it's done.
I mean, I already
What does
have.
it do?
It is a powerful magical arrow made from the Tree of Life. With Trellin's
It's a
quiver.
healing arrow.
It's not a healing arrow.
It means that like it's probably elven appropriate. I don't who's the other archer you said?
Trellin.
Well, I've already got a Horse Lord's arrow.
You have what?
So think of the Horse Lord's arrow as you're throwing a stone compared to firing a rocket.
And the other thing to remember for you, Martin, is you can fire 2 arrows around. Whilst it comes back to your quiver every time,
Yeah.
it may not get back in time for your second attack. So you may want to have at least 2 arrows to work with.
Okay. I'll have the
But also
Horse
the
Lord's
big-
arrow and the whatever arrow.
The Tree of Life arrow.
Tell me more about how the thief got the Horse Lord's arrow.
Means you gave it to him.
It was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, he actually gave it to him a lot longer than that. Joe. He actually gave it to him when he became an elf after the Halloween.
Right.
Whilst they call it the Horse Lord arrow, it is actually designed for elves.
Yeah.
So I believe the Horse Lords appropriated it. So next one up is Assassin Slippers. They really work well for you if you feed it blood until it turns you into a berserker.
Hi.
So that's quick. Then there is the Grey Cloak and a Rendi Cloak.
Arandu?
Which would probably suit Lani as she has come from there.
Yeah.
Next is a Dragonkind clan scale. Those of you who want to have dragon connections, it's Mithril Moon Touched Beacon Armor of Dragonkind. Very suited to Lull,
Lull,
to well, it was Luell's until Lull gave it up.
Oh,
But it would
okay.
also suit Drachnomir as well.
Yeah.
In the sense of its magical armor Drachnomir can wear.
Although it's certainly under the level up modification, he doesn't normally wear armor at all, or it's just provide a bonus.
So this one will treat it as one level lower. So as it's a medium armor, it makes it light armor.
Yeah. Okay. So people wouldn't be especially interested in it as a item. He might be interested in it as a dragon relic. But yes, he wouldn't necessarily use it as an item.
Does anyone else have interest in a magical set of mithril armor that you can wear under other clothing?
Yeah, can you tell me more about it, please?
Well, it limits your armor class to AC 13 plus dex with a max of 2.
Yeah, I'm less interested now.
But it does have other benefits on top of it.
Yeah, no, I'm less interested. I'm really couldn't be any less interested.
Okay, next one up is the Horse Lord's armor.
Hello.
Worn by the champion princess of the clan before died. So it could probably do with a more inspiring hero.
Yeah, what sort of armor is it? Tell me more.
Jesus, that's a bit morbid as well.
It is scale mail. Starts off with Dex 14, AC 14 plus 2 Dex. But
is that medium armor?
It is medium armor, yes.
Next.
What about Emily for the horse armor?
Well, he doesn't need any armor.
Horse.
So he's got +5 anyway.
Okay. Next one up is the Dragon Robe. Comfortable dragon robe with dragon symbology.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Anyone else? No? No?
Well, no one else seems to be speaking up.
Basically, always looks good.
I'm happy to take a dragon robe for a dragon.
Then we have the Griffin Boots, which really does suit Zal.
The which boots?
Griffin Boots.
Yeah.
But so, one thing, like they give you flight, don't they?
They do give you flight, yes.
Huh.
Presumably someone who doesn't have flight, that might still be.
Zal does not have flight. Zal does not have flight of his own, so it does mean Zal can do the leap off a griffin and continue the flight.
Fair enough.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
Unless someone else has a bigger claim on it.
You're joined up to the
Griffin
people.
It's fine.
You were, is Zal joined up with the Griffin, the Featherstone Castle people?
She has signed up with them. Next is a Cloak of Air.
So the cloak's made of air?
No, it's a cloak that supports those who have taken the air type. Which may also suit Zal in that sense.
I now have like 4 items that are specifically air orientated.
If you,
I may as well go whole, right?
You may as well, because there are other cloaks that do other things. And then we have the leaf boots.
I think
Boots of Elven kind.
Technically, I think they're exact 19.
Is that the
I
one that
think
Dimitri took?
yeah. So there, Jack Nimmer's actually already got those as counted on his sheet. So,
That's why I've been asking people to
yeah.
help me figure it out.
When I looked at this, because on my here I had it listed down as simple boots of Elvenkind. And then looked at this and well, hang on, the numbers match up. It's the same item, so.
Next one
so
up
happy
is
that-
Boots of Earth, which may suit Anton. Elvenkind Boots of Earth.
Quick question. Sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just going to ask, what do they do? And Boots of Elvenkind doesn't sound like a great fit, but Boots of the Earth or something might be useful.
So the more items you get that share the same element, the more powerful each one becomes.
Oh, okay. So I have two. I think I've got.
I will also point out on that line that, as I said, Jack Nimmer actually got the leaf boots because he was using leaf scale armour, or leaf mail armour, I should say, but he no longer uses the leaf mail. So potentially, he'd be happy to swap other elven boots for leaf mail plus leaf boots.
Which we can get to in a little bit.
Yeah.
What is it called again? Earth something.
The green boots.
The green boot.
Yep. Green boots.
I was going to ask Martin, with my dwarf warrior, were we going down the Earth path kind of? I'm not sure, can't remember.
You were going down Earth path, but you're also more martial, and we've given you the, while you weren't here, the unbreakable dwarven plate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which you may enjoy more.
Yeah.
I was going to say, with Anton being of the Black Earth cult, that might help him.
That was what I was suggesting.
If no one else wants them, I'll take them. The green boots, they're called.
Yep, green boots. Next one up, so I can actually see better, is called the tree boots. Boots of the Elvenkind Guardian of the Tree, which most of you would not want to take unless you're an elf.
Well, I already have blue boots of Elvenkind. Is this different?
This is considered a holy relic of the elves, and would get you more kudos with them than boots associated with water.
But tree boots could be an upgrade in effect. They still boots of Elvenkind, and they would be better boots of Elvenkind.
Okay, I'll trade them out. Boots of Elvenkind.
But you note them down as tree boots as opposed to your blue boots.
Yeah.
Next one up is Alfheim braces that help you with archery.
In what way?
You get a bonus on damage.
You get bonuses on damage with longbows and shortbows.
Well, as a master, I do a shit ton of damage.
Yeah, particularly on top of that. It's a no-lose situation if you haven't got other license braces.
Alright, well, let me know if anyone else wants them.
So the bonus is if you have advantage on ranged attacks, you get an inspiration dice added to the roll.
No, I don't have that.
But with your Horseborn's arrow, you'll always have it.
Okay, cool.
This is where I'm talking about giving yourself some effective items that help you work better together.
Okay, no worries. I will take it.
And the next one that works with it is the Elvenkind Protector Cloak, which is a cloak of Elvenkind.
What does it do?
The base version of it is you get bonuses to stealth and hiding. as well as camouflage.
I'm not interested because the cloak of displacement is a top-notch.
Except they can still see you even if you're displaced.
Well, it's 5 foot over, which means I get a disadvantage on shooting me.
Okay, so the next one is Braces of the Horse Lord, granted by the Golden Khan himself.
Zal.
So they're Braces of Archery again.
They're archery, yeah.
And you only get to hold them for a year before they disappear.
Is Imni an archer or...
Imni can do archery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Imni.
Yeah, go ahead.
Previous person to hold them was Plumman.
Okay. That would be good for Pilot, but you probably have to hand it back.
Next one is good for Zal, Braces of the Griffin, which work with the boots of the Griffin.
Yep, sounds good.
Then we have the Cloak of Fire.
Shut up.
What does that do?
It's a cloak of, basically a cloak of protection, but it also enhances fire magic.
Trevor.
He could be interested. Admittedly, he has got a cloak of displacement already as well, so.
Next one up is Cloak of the Earth, which I would believe Anton would suit for.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Anton's taking most of the Earth stuff.
If he's taken the green boot, he might as well take the green cloak.
Didn't he also take the Earth?
What does the Cloak of the Earth do?
Well, it starts off as a cloak of protection, but it interacts with other Earth items.
Okay, alright. I'll go with full Earth.
Obviously, again, to me, so Jack Dimmer would be happy with the green items, but I'm happy that others will claim them first.
Next one up is the Ultec Jade Braces.
I think this one's actually already claimed.
Should be claimed by...
I don't break good defense. No, they're not like I think Yokka.
Should Draknamir would most likely take those, as they are Jade.
Yeah, and they can then make some of these other sets potentially. And breaks the defense don't count as armor, do they? So this is the bonus to armor class.
They don't count as armor, and they can be attached to armor.
Yeah, no, okay. From reactivist perspective, if someone who doesn't wear armor, breaks the defense is good because it's a bonus to his natural armor.
And the next one is the Halfling Hat of Prophecy.
For the halfling?
Which is also a Hat of Disguise.
Halfling...
Sorry, it's actually down as Kalkrick should have that one. Or you had that one.
I do.
Kalkrick should still have it.
I do have... Let's see.
Made from real halflings.
Really?
Yes.
I probably didn't know that when I got that hat, I would say. Yeah, I do have a hat of disguise. I've got it written down as a hat of disguise, not a halfling.
It is a hat of disguise.
Yeah.
Does Kalkrix wish to keep it?
If Yodri wants it, I'm happy to pass it on to Yodri, but...
No, I've got my Helm of Languages.
Sorry,
I don't know that I necessarily
It's
need
a
it.
hat of disguise made out of real halflings.
I don't know that I need it, because I'm looking at a different hat, I think, so I won't.
So David was speaking up. You're okay with that. So David, were you interested in the halfling made hat that helps you disguise yourself?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's written down. Cool.
Does anyone else wish to have a hat of disguise?
I'll keep it if no one else wants it, but...
Yeah, keep it.
Okay, the next one is a set of breastplate. That is designed for those of Minrathad. It's Mariner's armor.
Does Lani wear armor, or whose armor?
Lani will not wear this armor no matter how much anyone would want to pay her.
Because it's
Minrathad. What about Bryn?
Bryn might.
Bryn may. We can throw it Bryn's way and see what Bryn says. Then we have the wolf cloak.
Which you actually already got to
Dracnomir.
He had that played that quite some years ago.
The one that allows you to turn into a wolf.
I won't keep the hat after all because I do have something else I'd rather have.
Looks like cable. Okay, so I'll note that down.
Remember, you can use multiple items, but not necessarily all at the same time.
No, this other thing that if I can get it will suit me more. If I can't get it, I'm happy to get something else.
Now this one is good for someone who wants to get a lot of water items. As it is a salmon gloves that connects with the water type. Which Yodri does have.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit over my gauntlets of ogre strength.
You may have to give up the gauntlets of your ogre strength at some point. Because remember, you are relying on something that cannot be increased or decreased even after you have died from lack of strength. So your
I always like being able to beat dwarves in an arm wrestle.
And you can still potentially beat dwarves in an arm wrestle as a halfling. It's just that at the moment you've got an item that states you can never increase or decrease that stat, no matter what you do.
And remember also that under the level up rules for this campaign, by the time you're at this level you are now, you should have at least 3 stacks that would be around the 20 mark.
And also keep in mind one dwarf's going to be stronger.
So depending on what stacks you're putting your bonuses into, you potentially don't need gauntlets of ogre.
And there's a good chance that people will be able to easily beat you anyway and have stronger strength than you, because it's good for a 0 to 5th level, maybe even up to 10th level, but beyond 10th level, it's really not the best option for your character.
Unless the whole time.
What was that, Ross?
What does the gloves do?
The gloves themselves, they give you missile snaring as the base thing, besides being connecting and giving you water aspect bonuses.
Missile snaring. Will that work on magic missiles?
If you get strong enough, it can work on even magic spells.
Oh, cool. So I do have that brooch.
Because the wording is ranged attack, not ranged missile attack.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting. Excuse me.
Yeah, so trying to say don't limit yourself to one thing. So that's what I put down so far. Next thing is we have cat slippers that look like cats. I believe that we have a dragon putting her paw up.
Hey, that's Jeff's slippers.
They are. Actually has his name on it. Drazzle is a person who goes around collecting stuff from the dead.
I'm not certain they're all that useful for Calcrix.
But when Calcrix has got time to spare and it doesn't matter, she's going to walk around in circles and amuse herself.
Was it the spider climbing one?
It is.
It is spider climbing, yes.
But they also go meow when you walk on them, and they purr.
It's amusing what you have when you have time. Next one is not available to people because Drazzle will not give that one up.
Out of curiosity, what one's that one?
Bay of Whales breastplate. That is his hometown.
That's why there was a question mark next to it.
Okay, next up is the Tome of Asterius. Who would like to learn about the God of Thievery?
Demetrius always keen to read.
Knowing that if you have 2 books of gods, your character will go insane.
I was going to say, do you have books of gods?
Well, I believe he's like redistributed a lot of his books, possibly to avoid going insane. But
which is why Lull doesn't have all these books anymore. This one was held by a party member.
Was this suit?
Not Lull.
Does this suit a particular party member?
Okay, from all the people you have, Yodri would be the closest one to suiting this.
That was what I thought.
Would Yodri like this? Though it could also suit M, as it's also a book of air at the same time.
But would her god be against it?
Well, she does follow an earth god, so it's one side or the other, and it's also information on a specific god that is involved in the conflict.
Okay.
So, M, is there interest to have that?
Sure.
Will he go insane?
Do I have another book of God?
You do not have another god's tome.
Just stick an asterisk near it in case you decide you want to pick up a different god tome.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good.
Okay, next up for grabs is the book called Seeker of the Mayflies. It is a story.
So just a storybook?
If your character wishes to do entertain a crowd, it's a book that can be used to help you entertain a crowd.
That is something Karameikos would be interested in.
I'm assuming Dimitri would not want it because it would not help any of his stories.
Okay. Dimitri would be interested in a book of to read the stories inside, but he's not actually interested in trying to entertain other people with fiction. He only tells non-fiction, fact, provided against character.
No book will ever help Dimitri. Just rule it out.
I think they're going to make some comment about the idea that Dimitri always tells the truth and fact.
No, I'm not the doppelganger. Okay.
The next item will most likely be going to Chauvel. It is the Greater Rune of Fire.
I'd like to know more detail on that.
So it is it is a pair of sending stones where one of them has the Rune of Fire in it. That is one of the greater runes of the world. It's not a rune you can create without great cost. To get access to be able to scribe this rune itself is to permanently penalize your character.
Who do you think he was going to go to?
Chauvel, because it is an item of fire. The item itself has the Rune of Fire in it. So you can use it and activate it, but you can't write it.
Yeah, I just look at the fact that on the listing there, in fact, you already think here, like Chauvel and Dracula have got the 2 stones.
Oh, well, so in that case then, we don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I have is a Sapphire Ring of Water, which
Me. I claimed ages ago.
Though I might want to point up here, it might suit Yodri better.
Oh, okay.
I know you would really like it.
It's okay, I'll part.
Okay, so...
You gave it and you took it away. Because you ticked it here. Okay, so I've taken that off my list.
Okay, the next one is a Bone Skull Medallion. That is a medallion of thought. Read people's minds.
I think that's one of the ones I wanted. But did I have a spell that could do the read thoughts? And how is that different from
Clairvoyance?
Spell?
You have to cast a spell for Clairvoyance. With this, you just have to activate the item.
Okay.
So if you don't want that one, that's in line with where I'm heading with the character I'm building.
So it might suit Izzy more.
Yep.
Also, is that allow for 2 ways, or is it just probing someone's mind?
Probing someone's mind.
Cool.
Okay, so the next one came from one of Mark's previous characters, called Calvin's Goggles. It is.
Sorry, I laughed.
It is a set of goggles of night that made in Karameikos by the Baron of Calvin.
Oh.
We have one.
Don't they make like a really interesting buzzy noise?
They do.
A night plane, yeah. Dimitri would claim them, but only on the perception that, hey, they come from, that they got found or recovered from Quite Extracon, which is now Dimitri's domain. So obviously there should be his, but he's actually already got them, he's never going to use them, they're only going to sit on a shelf.
But they were made by Theatans, so there's a good chance Dimitri wouldn't want to touch them.
No, okay. He wouldn't be used to it all. Okay, so yep, well, put those away because they're mine. I don't want to have them, but they're mine.
Though they may also suit Lani, considering I don't think that character cares if loud noises are in its vicinity.
She's not usually all that concerned about stealth as a general rule. And she hasn't had dark vision at the moment.
Next one is the Coral Ring of Air. Having spoken about air a couple of times, do people agree that Zal would probably be the best person to take that item?
Hi.
Agreed.
I mean, the other aspect for them is that it's the base thing that we get jumping. If we're talking about someone that caught you flying, then it may be less valuable.
Well, no, Martin literally just said that one of the other items means I can jump off my mount and not die. So,
Yeah, you got boots of flying, didn't you?
The boots of flying aren't a permanent effect, so having options is not a bad thing.
Mm.
The boots of being a parachute.
Okay, the next one is the Circlet of Fire, which I believe is not taken by Chauvel yet. And it allows Chauvel to blast things with fire with a thought.
What was that one?
It would also allow Dimitri to blast things with fire.
Yeah, but Dimitri hasn't been claiming all the fire items.
Fire.
Yeah, but is Dimitri also worshipping the enemy?
But if you like both people, Dimitri is the enemy.
Yeah.
Do you want to give someone greater fire access? Especially considering you can give a winged fire angel the ability to shoot flames at boats on the ocean.
That sounds like a really good idea. I think the Paladin should have it.
Okay.
Agreed.
Do you normally use Scorching Ray?
Paladin does not normally have it, no.
Looking to affect the fact that bonus action to gain advantage on using the Scorching Ray. So obviously it provides a ray. So yeah, it allows you to cast the Scorching Ray spell. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, Dimitri can already do that quite happily, so.
Next one is a chromatic ring.
Me.
Which would probably suit Calcrix very well.
Thank you.
Then we have the Eye Crystal, which was lost to Francia for a time.
Eye crystal.
Yep. It is a crystal ball that is activated by the eye of an immortal.
Has it been?
It comes with the crystal ball.
Oh, okay. So is it some sort of?
You're going to be quite happily using a crystal ball.
I'll take it for nothing else, Watson.
And basically, you touch the fleshy eye to your eye, and then it will send. It will move off at a slowish pace, and you can see through that eye through the crystal ball.
I was going to say that's like one of the spells that I've got.
It is like some of the spells you have.
Yeah, so I don't need it.
And Anton, I believe, would.
It's the new device from Apple, the I Spy.
The benefit of this is you also get true seeing through that eye because it's the eye of a god. The living eye of a god, mind you.
We know which god?
You do not. How bad could it be?
The god of...
Certainly, Dimitri would be putting his hand up for it.
Martin was suggesting it for Anton, though.
I did end up giving it to Anton.
Yep.
Nobody else wants it. I don't want to be greedy about this stuff.
It does suit your character's beliefs as well as it does Dimitri.
Okay.
Next one is the Jade Panther ring that allows you to lead armies.
A while ago.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Dimitri's not a real person, so feel free to be greedy.
I was going to say, everyone's kind of getting an equal share. Martin's making sure of that.
Next one up is the gold ring that I believe that Calcrix claimed is a ring of protection that came from Zeligar.
Is that the Z ring?
Yep.
Yeah.
Considering Zeligar has been recovered from being petrified,
he has
Dimitri
recovered.
would be on the idea of returning to Zeligar.
It had been taken from his tomb long ago.
Yes.
Not by Dimitri.
We found it in Zeligar's library when we were exploring Quahexapon.
Well, I'm sure he would try.
Yes, my friends, I will definitely return that for you. Absolutely, I will return.
Calcrix is keeping it safe.
Okay, next item up is a bone wand made from a horse.
A bone what? Made from a horse?
A bone wand made from a horse.
I'm very interested, even if I can't use it.
No, you can use it. There are no magical items that cannot be used by any character.
What to do?
Magic missile.
The wand of magic missiles.
You can shoot the darkness.
Only if there's Mountain Dew. I attack the darkness.
Does anyone?
No, Plumman's good.
Does anyone who can't use magic want to have magic missile on tap?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Plumman will take it if no one else wants it, if only to gift it to somebody who he deems worthy.
Though it may also suit Imni from also being a horse warrior and Zal.
I was going to say, does Imni have much at the moment?
Imni does not have a huge amount.
So maybe Imni.
I'm happy to pass it to Imni.
It would be a good suggestion on that one. The next one we have is Wand of the Songstress. Who wants to be able to conduct people?
I was interested if nobody else was interested, but I'm not especially after it.
As it was Chauffeur's magic wand.
I'm sure Chocobo will claim that.
Chocobo?
Yes.
Oh, good lord.
The next we have is a oil of slipperiness. Who thinks that they can make the best use of slippery oil?
Who wants to show off their abs the most?
I would definitely say it's not for Chauvel because we do not want a bonfire.
Oh, come on.
I was thinking a role-playing aspect with Rachel's wife, but that's not...
It's Lou.
If no one wants it, none, I can definitely take it if no one else. So, I can see a role-playing aspect to this one, so for my character.
I'm so glad I'm not in the Wednesday game.
I'd like to vote that Mark doesn't get it, please.
I'm not in the Wednesday game, and I second that vote.
So in that case, then
I'm voting for Mark's Wednesday night character to have it. I will watch the video back.
I'm voting for a fight between the Wednesday and Friday night parties right now.
That sounds good.
I was thinking it could be scared between Bradshaw and Plumman.
I'm not making a comment on that. I really am not.
I'm serious now. I was going to think about
Yeah, look, is this oil flammable? If so, looks at Dimitri threateningly.
it does the grease spell, which may be useful also to a monk. So Trellin may be able to use this in hand-to-hand better than anyone else.
it. I think Trellin is more safe with than Bradshaw.
Well, so unfortunately, I'm a Kenzai monk, which means I use weapons.
So you're down to probably Plum and then being the only barbarian of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'll take it, if only to keep it away from Bradshaw. he sees Bradshaw eyeing it, and he just taps him on the nose. No.
So what? No greased up barbarian.
You see a small tear on the side of Bradshaw while this happens. So anyway,
The next one probably suits
I got any grease.
as a decanter of endless water that is of the water set.
Proteus.
Yeah, Proteus decanter.
Yeah. The other.
First of all, please never say the P word ever again.
The other.
Is that the one that I've got?
You do not. Sorry.
The other suggestion I had was Bryn. I didn't know if it would suit her or not.
As it is a water set.
Plyman's exceptionally interested.
I would say at this stage that if Yodri got it, Yodri can donate another decanter to other people.
Yep.
Well, I was going to say the fact that yes, the Wednesday night group technically already has a decanter of endless water because Dimitri's got one.
So does the Tuesday group because
it doesn't count if Dimitri has it.
No, I don't disagree.
I did bring that for you.
Right, so technically all groups have a decanter of endless water at the moment?
Yep.
Yeah, Plyman is exceptionally interested.
Agree with that?
Are you interested in it because it is a Proteus item?
No. In fact, if only for the fact that it's Proteus is interested in crushing it to a pulp. However, water is water, and water is good for horses.
But didn't you say that there was one of the other characters that would want to actually swap a decanter of endless water for this one to match their water?
That's what I said. Yodri's one could go to Plarman.
Plarman, and then...
That would make sense.
Yeah, fantastic. That kills many birds with one Proteus smashed vase.
Next one up is a rod shaped in the form of a dragon that is best for a warlock.
I was gonna say
it's a bad dragon. It's a bad dragon.
Be something Calbrix, could you?
You are not a warlock.
I'm assuming that Lull's already got...
I wouldn't mind a rod for it. Sounds like a rod of the Pack Lord.
It is.
I'm not wrong master in my case, but definitely interested.
So what does that rod do?
It's basically
it's a bad dragon.
It's an enhancement for warlocks.
The rod of the Pack basically enhances your the warlock
Lull's
and luck thingy.
Oh no, this was actually Dr. Dark's one.
Yeah.
Another one from Dr. Dark.
So much hatred in our team on Wednesday night for Dr. Dark, but anyway, it's okay.
Hate that guy.
Because I was a Pack of the Chain, I think I'm one.
So that would go to Anton, who's a warlock.
Yep.
So he actually gets something bonus to him.
Cool.
The next one.
I think he's got one. He's also a warlock, isn't he?
He does. He has got one, and he's got an enhanced one, so he wouldn't want that one.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
What's this one called?
It is called the Dragon Rod.
The Dragon Rod. Okay.
Yep. Our next one is a Bone Lance of Blood.
Hi, hello, tell me more.
It does extra damage to undead, especially vampires.
Yeah, that's plowing.
But it's a lance.
It is a lance.
Hello. Yep.
I saw the one before, Martin. I thought it was definitely clowns.
Next up is probably going to be claimed straight away, a blood spear that used to be used by Camdu. So I'm sure that we have another winner on there.
And that was the Berserker thing,
From one barbarian to another.
It did not do Berserk. It was basically a item that has a lot of interesting effects. The Great Axe is not available. Neither is the Flame or Water Axe. But there is a spear called Dragon Bite.
What does that one do, Martin? So I'm just looking at stuff for Bradshaw at the moment. So.
It's a weapon that warns you of bad things about to beat you up.
You can make good beer.
Sounds lame and wimpy.
I might go because I'm going to be in the front line, so if things are going to beat me up, then I'd like to know freehand. So, unless no one else wants it, boss guys. Yeah.
Would you like to test it, Mark?
It's a good sentry item.
That's what I was thinking, yeah, Beano, yeah.
Next one is called...
No point Bradshaw having it. You can go off and get Nookie and get himself active when you got good guard duty.
Next one up is called Peacekeeper. It is a mace with a jaguar's head. That is best used against beasts and animalistic races.
Did you say it's a mace?
It is a mace, yes.
Okay, and it's called Peacekeeper.
Yep.
Okay.
You keep the peace by killing the enemy.
Yeah. I'm not particularly interested in it for myself.
Emma would be happy to take it to ensure it stays in a nice safe place and never gets things like that.
So I am going to suggest giving it to Bryn or Imni.
Mm-hmm.
As a magical weapon.
Imni. Because that way Bryn's not carrying a mace to track him and doesn't like the look of.
Okay, so next one up is a dark aspected longbow.
What's the magic on it?
The main magic of it is enhances your proficiency with the weapon. So your weapon proficiency is considered 1 higher, so it's a +1 magic weapon.
No.
What is it?
I've got a +2 eagle eye.
I didn't quite hear what it was. What is it?
It's a longbow of the dark. It's like and
Plum will take it if no one else wants it.
Of people that are useful to it, any of the Friday night group who use longbows will get advantage using it because they've all taken on the dark aspect.
Is that Zal that uses a bow and maybe Imni?
Probably Imni as well.
Yeah.
Any bonuses to crossbow?
It is a
No,
longbow.
it's a longbow.
Maybe Imni?
It's a physical longbow.
Okay.
Because most of them did take on a dark aspect on top of their other stuff. Then we have that one is Plowman's item that ended up in here when Plowman was away for long enough.
What was that?
Yep.
So
They go into recycling.
They do. Which was Halav's glaive.
Yeah.
The Plowman would definitely never let go of.
And next,
Isn't that the crappy glaive that makes me know where the idiot is?
Yep.
Yeah, the one that I've primarily been using since I'm back.
Yep. That's why I spoke to you. So next up is a short sword of the moon. It gives you a bonus to skill in using it. It lets you know of nearby enemies, and it is a short sword, so a magical short sword.
It's Sting.
And I, as a monk, can I use a long sword and a short sword at the same time?
Technically, you as any class in the game can use a long sword and a short sword at the same time.
Right.
Whether you use them can vary, but you certainly can make both of them be useful.
If you'd like to have it, there's no problem with you having it.
No.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
Martin, I might head off.
All good.
Now. I'm kind of asleep.
Yeah, you go rest up, and basically you'll be given a list of things your character ends up with, and some discussion happening on Friday relating to this as well.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
All good.
I'll see, hopefully, maybe most of you on Friday.
Yes, I'll see you on Friday.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is see you later. Next up is a magical flail known as Mirren's Flail, which lets you know when enemies are nearby.
Martin, I might also head off. I've got another busy day at work tomorrow.
Thank you for joining tonight, Josh. And rest up.
Have a good night.
Thank you for the bad puns.
Yeah, you're welcome. Always one to provide.
So the flail I would recommend for Imni, Bryn, or Lani.
Bryn hasn't got much by way of weapons, I don't think.
Not a huge amount, but as a fighter, multiple weapons will come in handy.
Yes.
And exactly, you've got the magical longbow, but that means you also want a magical melee weapon.
I believe we gave the longbow to Imni, so
Yeah.
giving the flail to Bryn would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe that one will probably go back to Plowman as well.
What's that?
What will?
The Specularum Halberd of the Guard.
Nah, throw it in the pile.
Okay. In which case...
Yeah, okay. He's got the glaive, that's all you possibly need.
which means I would
Unfortunately,
toss
you're
that
not
to
right.
Bryn. Being a halberd, it would be best suited for a fighter. Next one that may interest Plowman is the Berserker Axe.
That's not something I can use either.
No, thank you. I'm too deep in a glaive specialization.
Okay, does anyone want to have an axe that can make them berserk?
Probably not.
No.
Well, it was an option.
Into the pile.
And then we have a Great Axe of Vengeance.
I just got to say, Martin, sorry, the Berserker Act, Jack Nimmer would be happy to claim it and put it above the fireplace. Because again, it originally came out of a Kurgan palace.
Well,
but it's not what it used.
I will toss it down there at this cage.
Jeremy, am I going to have to find this guy's house and burn it down?
Very much so. Next one is the Unbreakable Osland Great Axe of Vengeance, which I think would potentially suit the extra character we have on Tuesday night who may or may not be returning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happy with that. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, can you specifically take your Great Axe, wasn't he?
He was.
Otherwise, it goes into the rescue pile.
So if he doesn't come back, it gets recycled back in, which is what Drazel's been doing most of his time. Right. Then we have a elemental bowl of water, very suitable for Yodri.
Okay.
As in it, with all the other water aspected stuff, this will also give you the ability to pull and contact elementals.
Okay, so as well as I will always have a bowl of cereal.
a bowl of cereal that mixes itself.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
A bowl of sentient cereal.
Next up we have is a brass bottle of fire. I believe that
I'm interested in that.
But it may also suit our flaming paladin.
He's collecting the fire set.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
You pronounced paladin
I'll
wrong.
leave it. I'll leave it to whoever.
And the next one being a sensor of air would also suit the other person collecting air, which is
Yep, so.
And then you have a flying broom.
Is that my old one?
It is
Which I would
Bradshaw's
send
broom.
towards. I'd send towards Krellin because it's part of the same set as the second arrow he just picked up.
Oh. Okay.
And
Well,
different
what
things
about the
would
flying
be fly
carpet?
normally. Well, you call it the flying carpet, but
It means you have options.
yeah.
Okay.
You're a wizard, Trella.
Well, what speed does it go?
So the broom of flying, if it's only got you on it, will go faster. I think 60 feet.
Yeah, and you can only go on the carpet if you sing the best song that's ever been in a Disney song.
Okay, so actually you can do 60 feet on it because it once you've attuned to it.
Well, I think. Anyway, so the endless quiver, and if that's the broom of flying ties in with that and gives me some sort of enhancement, then great. Let's do it.
Okay, next up is Eyes of Charming with rose-colored glasses. I believe that Calcrix put her hand up for that.
Yep.
So Calcrix had beaten everyone
Unless
many
you're
weeks
take
ago.
them off me again.
These ones
I'm
do not
joking.
think so.
Joking.
Then we have the Golden Drift Globe Dragon Egg, which I think Calcrix grabbed. Had she?
It was assigned to Drazzle, and I'm like, if Drazzle doesn't need it, it's certainly something that Calcrix would enjoy having.
So it would also suit Drachnomir and Lull. So between the three of those.
If they would rather.
If I go on the golden dragon egg,
Yep.
It's a drift globe as well, which is
yeah. So like it's certainly not like Dracula needs light.
technically
So
Calcrix
again,
doesn't, but
he'd take it. He'd be interested in it as a cultural item for the
And,
dragon guy.
and it can also be used as an orb for the purposes of implement mastery.
for Calcrix it would have associations to the dancing lights Zal used to use for her. Plus it's a dragon egg and connections to Drazzle. But as I said, if other people want it more, I'm not going to fight over it.
Okay, so Drachnomir would not use it, so probably best to decide between.
If Lull
Calcrix
doesn't
and-
want it, I'll have it. So we'll ask Lull first.
Okay. Next one up is the Griffin Pouch, which again would probably
Zal.
suit Zal.
She's collecting the Griffin set.
And the Griffin Saddle would definitely suit Zal.
There's a few Griffin items in there.
Well, you've had lots of Griffins in play.
Yeah, I've been through the list a few times.
Okay, does anyone have items on their character that they're willing to part with?
I wanted to have a couple of questions about stuff that I saw on the list that I didn't know if it was available. I want to know if the skull necklace was available at all to go with the skull ring that I've got.
Which one was that one?
All I know is it was near the top of the list because I went down. I hit the all button and then went from top to bottom.
Gold necklace, did you say?
Yeah,
Skull
because I've got a skull ring and I thought it might
I
match.
believe.
Well, the skull necklace we just went through for somebody.
Oh, did
The
it?
day before.
Oh, okay. Well, then
It
in
was
that case,
in the
that's fine.
dragon list.
I believe that may have gone to Calcrix.
I've got that one.
Oh, did it?
No, it went to Izzy because Izzy
Okay.
was saying
Yeah,
the
no,
suit
that's
character.
fine. That's all good.
I have some stuff for you, Martin, from my old character sheet, which I don't think I've given to you. There was a
Well,
Go.
I meant the stuff that's currently up on there. Anything else people will need to send to me so I can add it in properly.
Yep. I'll send you an email with the list I've got in my old one. There's like a ring of spell storing, armor, vulnerability, chainmail +1, things like that. So I don't need that many with armor. So.
I've got a couple of items that you're not on the list there, Martin. Whether you want to take them back or not. I've got the bleeding staff, the rod of smacking, the bag of magic beans.
Well, the idea is if you can send me the list of items that aren't listed up there, they'll be added on when I redo that section of the site. As will
I might use up some of them because I now have 2 rods, a staff, a dagger, and iron fang, and I've only got 2 hands.
Well, the thing is, you can pull out what you need, and you've got the other items as options.
So, in terms of having some options, it might be that some of your weapons are better suited to, say, fire-aspected monsters or creatures, where others are better aspected to water, say. So you can choose between which weapon depending on the rival that you're fighting.
And you may have social-oriented stuff and combat-oriented stuff.
And you may have a collection like Draknima does that he just doesn't want to see the light of day, so he hides it.
I'll keep it for the moment, but people can bear in mind.
Just looking through it and realise, having gone through all those system tracks, I'm not certain that Karameikos ended up with anything of that.
I've got surplus items. I'll drop a message in Facebook Messenger about them.
Possibly the eye crystal. I can't remember
I've gotten 2, at least, to Draknima.
Draknima, I'm talking to Dimitri, sorry. I meant Dimitri.
Oh no, Dimitri didn't put his hand up for any of them.
Well, except for the eye crystal, but apparently someone got him too.
Well, if you're really keen, I'll give you the eye crystal. I would want to put my hand up for it.
Where is my Drizzle page? So part of the reason I'm redoing it is so it will load faster. That is wondrous item, I believe, or...
Because I had a few that were listed as Drazzle, but I'm pretty sure I can't have.
Crystal. AT82.
Yeah. I'll send you the email, Martin, with a list of things that you can grab off virtual.
So, Jeremy, did you want Dimitri to have the
eye crystal?
Eye crystal instead?
Certainly, it could be something that Dimitri would be very interested in. But if there were conflicts that were more suited, that's understandable. But he's a wizard. Crystal, he uses a crystal as his main artifact. So the main.
All right.
What's the word?
I've got so many items to have the eye crystal.
Yeah. And obviously, it's a powerful crystal ball. So.
To compare items with Dimitri, we have 24 items listed on his sheet, not counting what he's just taken. So it's not like that there is stuff missing.
Oh, and I could look at Dimitri's short on item page.
So I will.
There's also a few items on his list that aren't actually on there at the moment that I think, hang on, yep, they haven't been added, but.
Your list as well of stuff that either isn't listed or that I can.
I mean, we could always remove all of Dimitri's items.
Well, a couple of those will be suited for other people, so I will contact people about shifting a few things around.
Yeah. That sounds really good.
Let me know what items you don't have. Get me a description of your character in text so I can add it with the update that's coming for your character. And the update should also include all the character magical items you have, so it'll be easier to reference.
You want that as an email or Facebook?
Reception, Mark. Do you want an email? Do you want message in the chat? Or?
Email would probably be easier because then you can format it a lot easier. So,
email? After that? Okay.
That way I'll just go through all the emails, making sure I've done everything. And I will post up my email without actually saying it on chat because, hey, I don't want
that's
in case you don't actually have it, because not everyone does. So for those of you who don't have it, it's been sent to the chat on Discord. So you'll be able to send it to there. So tonight you've actually managed to get through a bunch of items that would have taken me weeks to organize between other people. So thank you for all making it online. Your characters are level 12, so make sure you start working on that update. And I'll try to get some notes out about other things your characters should have by this level.
Cool.
So expect
Just
all your
one
attributes.
basic question, Martin.
Yep.
As somebody pointed out earlier, level 12 is one of those big levels. So you get either a stat increase or a feat, not both, correct?
I will send some notes on that between sessions.
Okay.
So expect all your stat increases to get specific updates. And most of them will be tied to tier, not to other levels.
Okay.
So you'll be more powerful overall, but you get them at a slower rate.
All right.
Okay, so are there any other questions you want to get in before I finish stream, so you can come back and see what mayhem will started later?
No, got nothing.
So I will have more notes for people on Friday if you want to join in. And hopefully by then I've gone through all the items and told people who's got what.
Sounds good.
I apologize, I can't hang around, so I will hopefully see you guys Friday.
Thank you for joining in, David.
Sorry I was late.
That's alright.
Hey,
I better be
priority.
heading off as well, because I've got an early start tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks for joining in, Ross.
Okay. Yep, no worries.
Bye.
Catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay, going to end credits and then I'll be around.